found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
So a real great special surprise for us today. Will Healy is going to join us, the head coach of ETSU, and the Bucks get an opportunity to play in Neyland Stadium this weekend. And Brian, Will Healy, a guy who made some real inroads back in the day when he was at Austin Peay. Austin Peay had a rather loud win over the weekend. But Will Healy's a really, really nice football coach. He's going to get an opportunity at ETSU. So, and they get a chance to come in here and get a payday on Saturday, Brino.
He's an ex-FBS coach coaching at the FCS level with a couple quarterbacks who started their careers at the FCS or FBS with North Carolina and Michigan, respectively.
Yep.
So East Tennessee State is going for it in the Southern Conference.
Why not? And I say, why not?
I'm surprised George Quarles didn't work out there.
Yeah, I am too. I got to bring my man Sean Sinclair in here now without further ado because Adam Sparks' wife, Bev Sparks, is making news, okay? I got to share this with you. The great Adam Sparks. How about this, Cinco? See how much of this you agree with, okay? You ready, Sean? On a Wednesday. Watson Brown will be joining us a little later on. Will Healy first here in a few minutes, and then we're going to catch – what time's he calling, Bri?
11:30.
And then David Blackburn, what time?
12 o'clock.
So, all right, I got to move Watson then. All right, here we go. Bev Sparks says the following. When college football had prohibition rules for paying players, the mob, Alabama, could get anything/anybody they wanted under the table. Now that it's legal to pay, Bama isn't competing and can't compete with the high rollers. Cinco, I know it's Saban, but there's definitely a modicum of truth to that, Sean. They don't have the billionaires we have.
No, I guess. Well, I wouldn't know about that, but their recruiting hasn't suffered. I think they're still number 2, and that's only because USC's an outlier right now with 32 commitments. But. Yeah. No, they've been the top 3 over the past 4 or 5 years, even with DeBoer, past 2. So they're still getting the talent. I don't think it's an acquisition problem. I think it's a development scheme problem.
They were bad over the weekend, Sean, weren't they?
They were. There was a lack of physicality that I'm used to. There was a lack of effort.
Yeah.
And to my eye, they just look slower than usual. Look, hey, there's only one Nick Saban, and when you had a guy that demanded excellence from every single person in that program, whether it was the cafeteria worker, whether it was his assistant, whether it was a GA, or whether it was a football player, he demanded it every single second, and he got it. And no other program. Tennessee doesn't have that. Sorry, Josh Heupel, John Majors, Fulmer. We don't. There was only one guy that did that, and that was Nick Saban. And once you take a step or two back from that excellence, you just become part of the group. And I don't think you can get it back, quite frankly.
You know, it's interesting what you just talked about, because it's almost like that guy has turned Alabama into a West Coast football team, Sean. That's a weird,
but I don't think
but that can't be it, right?
With respect to everyone else out there, if Josh Heupel was at Alabama right now, I don't think the results would be significantly different. If Ryan Day was down at Alabama, I don't think the thing would be different.
Yep.
I think Nick Saban's just that much better than everybody else.
Yeah. Yes, and he was a voracious recruiter. That was the other thing that separates. He's kind of like Tony Vitello. Those guys know hey, it's good that you think I'm great, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit so much talent that it's going to be impossible for me to lose. How can I lose? It's going to be impossible for me to.
Well, not only that,
Yeah.
but he had total control over the state. He had total control over the university. He had total control over the media. People don't want to hear this. He had total control over the law enforcement,
the police. Yep.
He had total control over everything. Nobody would tell him no, and everybody, with respect, everybody that's going to follow him, anybody that was walked on by Saban and his administration is going to ruffle their feathers right now and try to get a little get back. And Bohr, whether it was Heupel, whether it's Sarkisian, whether it was Kiffin. Kiffin can say all he wants, but he wouldn't have maintained that level of excellence. He can't. There's only one guy that can, and that's Saban. And I keep hearing them talking about Saban going back. I don't think Saban going back would be Saban like he was 2 years ago, because they've already seen a taking off of the gas pedal.
That's
and
exactly
once you do
right.
that, it's impossible to reclaim that.
Now, Cinco, we've had a real turn of events here since January where we're on the gas pedal in recruiting. Did you see this coming, Sean, to this degree? Flipping the guy from Auburn, the defensive lineman. I mean, that was a significant weekend Tennessee had with the wide receiver and then the acquisition of the defensive lineman.
Well, I think you also include the young man, the offensive tackle, the Kamari Blair from Clarksville. If you remember, we got the Oquendo, if I'm mispronouncing that right, the offensive tackle Oquendo, who's had mixed reviews. Some say he's a 5-star, some say he's a 3-star. But no, then you have the Shabazz kid, both offensive tackles. Blair goes to South Carolina because they opened up a bag for him. But he was the first of the trifecta to flip, and he's a quality offensive tackle. So, no, if you would have told me that we would have gotten all three of those guys, the only guy they really missed on was the Hyder kid going to Michigan. I think there were influences there. I'm not saying sour grapes. I mean, Michigan's a quality program, obviously, with a rich tradition in running backs. But, no, I think we are. Now, I would caution everybody that I think that even though we're number 8 right now, not to rain on anyone's parade, there's quite a bit of time left, and I think that because of additions to other things, we will probably fall back into the 10 to 12 area, simply because other programs are going to add on, and we just don't. We don't have that much out there, to add. So, but nonetheless, the quality that they're bringing in this day of portal transfers, et cetera, should be recognized, because they're doing a heck of a job. And that you said the Hezekiah Harris. That Coach Chop, LeBron Harbin, I believe, that was a wise decision to elevate him once Fart and a Skillet went to Nebraska.
Because they are cutting wood, man. Chop is cutting some serious wood right now. Now we come back on the other side. Upon the continuance, Brian Hartman came yesterday with the fact that over at ESPN they're saying Tennessee's favored in every game but one from here. And I'm going to ask my panel if they're buying. I'm going to ask you if you're buying. Will Healy, bottom of the hour. I'll never forget the great Jeff Healy. Bow thy head when you say thy name. We come back on the other side. Will Healy of ETSU will join. We'll get some calls in as well. Brian, are you fired up, focused, and prepared?
Yes.
And did you see, Bry, the guy from the Astros yesterday, cross up Framer Valdez, try to kill his catcher last night?
No, but I saw a brawl between Drew Gilbert's team and Chase Dillender's team.
And I'll hope Drew Gilbert was in the middle of it after this.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted Grade A Grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years. 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com, or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage.
Why limit great savings to just one weekend? This year, our Labor Day special lasts all month long. It's the September Smart Comfort event from Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. This month only, enjoy valuable home comfort upgrades at no extra cost when you install a new HVAC system or water heater to prepare your home for the colder months ahead. This September, you can get a free furnace upgrade with qualifying HVAC system installation or free sediment filter with water heater installation. Pipe Wrench is your partner for energy-efficient and cost-effective upgrades that keep your family comfortable and safe year-round. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. No rush, no stress, just smart seasonal savings for HVAC or water heater installations until the end of September. Call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
TB back with you, the incomparable Chase Thomas coming up next on many of these same stations. I got to tell you that coming up over on Fan Run, we're fired up, focused, and prepared. I got to tell you that we've got a stacked and packed program out in front of you. Let's get some calls in. Sean Sinclair's here. Brian Hartman's here. A spirit of appreciation is where we are for what we saw over the weekend from the Vols, giving us life here. We'll go to our TLD Logistics phone lines for the first time today. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air. Hello, you're on the air. What are we? All right, that person's gone. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing great, thank you.
Hey, good. This is Craig. one of your longtime buddies. I was just calling in real quick. Are you guys still on 99.7? I haven't listened in a while. Been busy, but have you guys switched stations?
Yeah, we're on the Fan Run frequency. That's correct. 1340.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Tony. You're coming in loud and clear, and I appreciate it. I just want to tell you, love you, brother. Hope everything's well, and just keep doing a good job on the show. And just want to say the Vols look solid this year, and we're all hoping for a great year, you know?
Yeah, I think, Sean, you and I were talking about it. The play of Aguilar over the weekend, man, it's just got to raise the spirits of people across this deal, Sean, right?
Not that it matters. It totally exceeded my expectations. Young man I said it after the game, was in the biggest spotlight of his career, and he looked comfortable. He ran the offense with tempo that we haven't seen the past 2 years. Everything that he did, not ideal, can be corrected. He did not, obviously, putting the ball on the ground was not great, but that's two new guys trying to figure it out. That can be corrected. He looked like he had the complete confidence of the program and the coach and the play caller. And not only that, most importantly to me, after so many years of doubters, and then the other guy that went to the West Coast, still people with a narrative that he's the better player, etc. I thought in post-game interviews, Joey Aguilar held himself with class and really represented the school and the program well. So I could not be more proud of that young man, and I could not be more proud of, quite frankly, Coach Heupel and Joey Halsey, because Aguilar, in 100 days, as you said, after the game, he looked ready to play in the SEC.
Marvelous, just a marvelous performance, man. Just
yeah, it was,
yeah.
Tony. It was overall just outstanding. Real quick, what do you think about Heupel's 5-year extension? I think it's awesome, man. I'm pretty happy for that, dude.
Oh, no question. And you got to keep him locked up. Look, Brent Hubbs, or a guy asked him a question the other day. He's a veteran of the league now. He's one of the veteran coaches in the league. These guys don't last. You know, he's in his 5th season, and it looks from Tennessee's signing class like there could be some ascendancy there.
Well, take a look at the offense. The offense was totally different than what we were used to. The screen game was totally different.
Yep.
They adjusted. They've gone back to, at times, a more even in tempo, they've gone to a more traditional splits for the offensive line and brought the wide receivers closer to the line of scrimmage. There was there was time when Star Thomas was in the pistol and not in that regular set that we see every week from every team. So congratulations to them. Our big concern last year was that we were not adjusting to what Arkansas, and then what other teams were doing. And I'm sorry, they did. For the haters, they did. They absolutely revamped the offense.
Yeah, Tony, on the way out, buddy, I just want to tell you, I think we've got a stable of running backs that can do some damage, man. It looks like, for once, we just got it stacked there in that position. I love it, man. I think it's going to be a good season, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Good talking to you. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think it's going to be a really solid year, which I thought that the entire time. Of course, none of us knew what you had in Joey Aguilar. And I don't know, look, until you see it in the SEC, I'm not going to be a cheese mover here, but that Syracuse team defensively is really bad. So you got to kind of keep it on perspective. But what's fun is that you get some life and you get an opportunity. And really, at the end of the day, an opportunity, I mean, if you think about it, that's what the Joey Aguilar story is all about. It's about him getting an opportunity. And that, man, I'm telling you, that's a beautiful thing in this world. You give a guy a crack of light like him on a big stage. Hey, Sean, you know damn right well that Joey Aguilar the other night looked at that UCLA team that threw him aside. How glad do you think he is he's on a legitimate, real football team that has a chance to make legitimate, real noise instead of that junk at UCLA? Because that's a junk roster at UCLA, Sean?
Every single person in that program, whether it was the head coach, the assistant coaches, the managers, his teammates, everybody, the families of the coaches and players watched some of that UCLA game, because that program got defecated on by Big Nick and that family. And then when he left, they threw him under the bus and tried to spin it any number of ways. And they won't admit it, but every single one of them chuckled when they saw that UCLA game. And frankly, I don't think the worst of, especially just Sean Foster. No offense to that guy, because he was a nice player, but that guy is an absolute poser as a head coach. And frankly, their high water mark may have been last weekend.
Back to our phones we go. Hello and welcome in. As we get our next call in, you are live on our Wednesday edition. Will Healy, head coach, East Tennessee State, coming up. And then David Blackburn later on, and then Watson Brown later on. So let's get some more calls in. Hi, you're on the air.
Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, welcome in from Columbus, Ohio, my friend.
A couple of things. I've been listening to y'all for years. Went to Bearden High School grad, came up north to Indiana University, and just a few things I wanted to share with you. You've been talking about Joey Football being a gamer. I have an example I feel like is a perfect illustration of that. If you think about Nico in the Arkansas game last year, Nico, at the end of the game, runs out of bounds instead of making a play. And I just look at the game this past Saturday with Joey Football moving out of pocket and hitting Star Thomas in the end zone. That's a gamer kind of move. And I feel like that's what we've got now. I think in an end of the game scenario like in Arkansas or maybe Mississippi State, like you're talking about, Joey Football is going to put us in play. He's not going to just leave us out of bounds.
Well,
in
look,
the game like that.
The two guys, and I'm not knocking anybody here, okay? I'm just pointing out facts. You can call me a hater all you want. The two quarterbacks in my lifetime I've seen run out of bounds on plays were the guy last year, the Polynesian Prince, as I will call him, and also Joe Milton. And what do those two guys have in common? We did not run the offense we ran Saturday when those two guys were the quarterback. They warped it down, and they slowed it down for those two dudes. Now, you tell me, is that a coincidence? What is that? Because it's certainly, I'm making an accurate statement here. Those are the two guys. Have you, sir, ever seen anybody run out of bounds on fourth down and not throw a ball in the end zone? Because I've never seen it. Besides Milton
Nope.
and Nick, I'm sitting there going, last year, we got another Milton. What are we doing?
Yeah, Milton and Nico also could overthrow it instead of hitting 75 yards down the field in stride. Also, yesterday, y'all were talking about, or someone was talking about ESPN Plus games.
Yeah. What do you think?
So when I went to college, I left the great state of Tennessee to Indiana University, and I arrived on campus in 1999, the year after we won the national championship. And I'm excited for the Florida game. You know, it's on my birthday weekend in September, and every year. And I'm getting it on. And the ESPN Plus channel, so what they would do is regionally, I guess, they would just take over the CBS station affiliate, and they would put on, I think, like Purdue versus Illinois. And I had to call my mom halfway through the game to get a play-by-play from her in Knoxville because there was no cell phone. I couldn't get the internet to give me updates. I had to call my mom on a pay phone to get an update on that game. So it's quite the experience now. You can see any game you want anywhere. But back then, I tell you what, it was the worst time of my life not being able to watch for the first time a Florida-Tennessee game in real time.
Isn't that wild? Like, I remember my brother would walk. He had a designated spot in his house where he had his radio, and he would put the Eagles radio, Merrill Reese, lay the phone down, and then, like, after quarters, he would come pick it up, and we would talk. I would sit there and listen to the game the whole time, like 25 years ago. That's the world we lived in, man. Like, for the kids out there. And you know what? You made good back then. You figured out a way, and you made good, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
So thanks for the call, brother. Hey, how about Indiana's run last year? And how about the life that we had in week 1? Could we be a surprise team this year? You know, kind of a light schedule. I fought it all summer, and I'm still kind of fighting it, to be honest with you, because I don't want to let myself get disappointed. I can be negative with you. What do you think?
I'm optimistic because it used to be for 30-plus years, if you had a loss against Florida, you're out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You now can have 2 losses, maybe even 3 losses, and still be in conversation. It's great.
Yep. But not with our schedule this year. 3 losses with our schedule, not going to cut it. 3 losses with Texas' schedule, maybe. 3 losses with Oklahoma's schedule, maybe. 3 losses with not Texas' schedule, I'm sorry. Florida's schedule is what I meant to say. But thanks for the call, man. Great hearing from you. Please call us again in Columbus, Ohio.
Will do. Thanks, Tony.
Those people are obnoxious in Columbus, Ohio. I ought to know. You know why? Because I'm obnoxious. Hello and welcome into our next call on your TLD Logistics phone line. We're off to a flying start on a Wednesday. Hi. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Tony.
Yo, what's up, T?
Tony, that caller was the exception because I personally find, I know he was not an Ohio State fan, but are there a more obnoxious fan base in the country than the Buckeye fans?
A negatory, my friend. Negatory.
Tony, this past weekend would have been absolutely perfect, a 10 out of 10 if Ohio State would have lost. I feel bad for Arch. But man, he could not throw it against a barn. He just had probably one of the worst games I've ever witnessed by a top flight recruit quarterback. I feel for him.
A third-year guy.
By all accounts, to be a great kid.
A third-year guy. I'll give him credit. He stood up after the game and he said, "Look, we thoroughly outplayed them." He said the issue today was me. The issue today was me. He said, I have got to play better. I give a guy a lot of credit.
Well, I give him huge credit. It doesn't shock me that he had that level of accountability being a Manning. That's impressive. Probably will serve him well. I'm sure his teammates love that accountability, love that leadership. I wish him well. It's hard to pull for Texas, but he seems like a great kid. Tony, I think the difference is we have a 24-year-old grown man, very mature, starting quarterback who absolutely appreciates this opportunity. The stars had to align, Tony. UCLA cast him off. We basically inadvertently swapped quarterbacks, and Tennessee came out much better in that crazy deal. I just kind of scratch my head to think of Hendon Hooker-type luck at the University of Tennessee.
Well, the thing that I think is really strange is that our head coach is doing better with guys that fall in his lap than guys he handpicks. I mean, I just can't.
That's a head-scratcher.
It's weird. I mean, listen, and the guy's a hell of a coach. But,
and he was a quarterback.
And he was a quarterback.
Level.
And he did, and like Sean said, they did such a nice job in 100 days of getting that guy ready. And let me tell you something about Aguilar. He took this thing extremely seriously. You cannot look that credible on a football field. I don't care if it's Syracuse or not. You can't look that credible on a football field unless you've worked your ass off to get to that spot.
Well, I've heard he's lived in the film room and spent a tremendous amount of time with the coaching staff and his teammates. And I tell you what, that Deshaun Foster, he should absolutely get on his knees and beg for forgiveness. The atrocity of him throwing Joey Swagular under the bus after what he did to that kid, it's reprehensible. And his highlight's probably going to be that crazy unprepared press conference because he's an absolute punk and a clown, Tony.
Thank you, brother. Good talking to you. I'll tell you this. One team, the floor, okay, for the Vols is 8-4. Floor. For the other team, the ceiling is 4-8. The floor and the ceiling, Bri. Do you agree with that? The UCLA team, their ceiling is 4 wins, Bri.
Aguilar should thank his lucky stars he's not there because who does he have? He has nobody. He would not be playing as well there as he could at Tennessee.
And Sean, you talked about it. It's heartily irresponsible for the father to act in haste the way that he did. I'm kind of glad they did. I think this guy's a better fit for our offense. I think Tennessee's going to have a better year with Joey Aguilar there than they would have with Nico. Nico looked like the same guy to me the other night, Sean. I'm sorry. And I felt badly for him. I'm not going to dance on his grave. I will on Bill Belichick's. I won't on his. But Cinco, speak to that.
Well, Nico looked like the exact same quarterback he did here last year. He made the same mistakes. He didn't see the field. His internal clock has not sped up. He's still got talent. I mean, he made a couple of nice plays, and he ran a little bit in self-preservation. But the thing I'd like to point out is in one of the absolute cathedrals of college football, UCLA, not me, UCLA reported a crowd of 35,000. And just my eyes saw at least half of that crowd was there to see Utah. So let's say that it wasn't. Let's say it was 60-40. That means that 20,000 people showed up for Nico Iamaleava's homecoming first game in the Rose Bowl.
That's unbelievable, Sean. Nico Mania in L.A. is running wild, like Hulkamania circa 1985.
And I didn't see any Tino Sansir. I didn't see, with all due respect, I didn't see any genius level scheming going on there. Did you?
No, but I am a genius. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you are a genius.
I am a real genius. Let's, without further ado, bring in the great Will Healy. I bow thy head when I say thy name, the head coach at East Tennessee State. And Coach, thank you for jumping on and joining us today. And congratulations on the gig and congratulations on the win over the weekend with Murray.
Well, obviously you hadn't looked at my career record to say all those nice things starting off. But I am fortunate to join you and lucky to be the head coach at ETSU. So excited about this week.
You know, you at the age of 40, right, you've kind of ridden the ride like you were talking about in that sport. But you're still really young, man. I mean, you're still really young. Speak to me about the East Tennessee State opportunity and what energized you to jump in with them.
Well, I've learned a lot, and I took my first head coaching job at Austin Peay at 30 years old and had zero clue what the heck I was doing.
You killed it there. You killed it there. Let's call it what it is. You killed it there.
We had an unbelievable turnaround. We really did, and like magical. And I had an AD in Ryan Ivey and a president in Dr. White that were willing to invest before they saw results, and that was the key to the entire thing. And then we had a staff that came with us that, had no business being there. And so fortunate and incredible spot there. And then went to Charlotte. We had some incredible moments, but from a consistency perspective, especially in the last year, didn't have enough success to be able to retain the job. And I learned a lot about myself through the next 2 years. Being at UCF was great with Coach Malzahn, and I lived over his garage for about 5 months without my family, and learned a ton from him. And Gus and Christy were incredible to me. And then went to Georgia State with Del McGee and Jim Chaney, and just learned a ton from those guys. And so both of those experiences, as well as successes and failures at the first two spots, really made me sit back and say, okay, how would you do it differently this time? Where did you see pitfalls? What do you need to look for when you're hiring? What do you need to look for in recruiting? And I just kind of, built. I never lost confidence in myself to be able to do the job, but I think I learned a lot from my experiences and what I needed to do better the next time. And so as I was going through at UCF and at Georgia State, there were opportunities that, I was involved with. I think that this one, to me, especially after the job that Trey had done last year moving into this year, it was a spot that I feel like you can sustain success. And that was really important to me. The Austin Peay job turned into one of those jobs. The Charlotte job, had never had a winning season in school history. So both of those jobs, when you took them, they were not necessarily set up for success. This one, in my opinion, was. And, what does success look like? Well, I mean, I think it's 4 or 5 times in the history of the program won 8 games or more. 11 times in the history won 11 games or more. So when you get to that level, that's success at this program. It's not winning 15 a year, which is what I hope it gets to. But right now it's building and getting to some, what Randy Sanders did, and winning two conference championships. And so it's a place that's won recently, but it's also a place when you're taking it over where you feel like you have a chance to take it to new heights. And incredible place to live, tremendous support. The area cares about ETSU football, which is difficult to find at the FCS and the Group of 5 level. And, so it's been everything I hoped it could be.
I know you're a Chattanooga kid. I've always found I've always been fascinated with the way people in Upper East Tennessee love East Tennessee State. And I go back to the days when they had Mr. Jennings on their campus. I'm a little older than you, so the late 80s when Les Robinson had those great basketball teams, rather. And that community, like Dr. Rogers, Performance Medicine, his family, those people love, shout out to my friends at Performance Medicine, those people love their Bucks up there. And there's a lot of Vol fans. There's like a crossover there. And it's always struck me, and I was watching Randy when they went to the playoffs, and we had Scott Carter on a bunch back then, but now you've got David Blackburn there. It seems like you've got a very solid administration around you. It seems, Will, like you've got a real opportunity there.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on the crowd base first, I didn't really know because I hadn't been here. I hadn't been to a game. Coach Sanders called me whenever I was going through this interview process, and he was like, Will, I'm telling you, you're going to go through a buck walk and be like, wow. And it's not just one of those things that, at the FCS level where we just say we have one and there's like 5 people there, which happens at most spots. I mean, there's a true fan base. People care. People live, eat, drink, Buccaneer athletics, and great. Specifically, ETSU football. And so you feel that in the community. I do think there's a tremendous crossover between Tennessee fans and ETSU fans. I think that it's one of those things for us where we're selling a different type of product where, there's a true relationship within the community. There's a hospitality and an accessibility that's unique. And, oh, by the way, we'll turn the Tennessee game on while they're playing, and you can get out of the parking lot here in 5 minutes instead of, 2 hours and 5 minutes. And so, and a true relationship with the staff and the players and all those things that it's just hard to do at Tennessee. I'm not saying they're doing something wrong. It's just there's so many people around it that it's much more difficult. So it's and I tell the Tennessee people up here, I'm great. Cheer for us 11 out of 12 games. I'm fine with it. But come see us play. We're going to put a good product on the field. And I agree with you. I think our administration is really good. Obviously, David Blackburn has been like the rock for me, and I've leaned on him the entire time that I've been here. I talked to him well before I took the job. I think our athletic director, Doc Sander, and our president, Dr. Nolan, they care about football. They're investing in football. They understand what it takes. They want to do something that hadn't been done, and so the investments behind behind kind of the expectation, and that's what you look for. What are they investing versus what do they expect? And to me, it's a really good balance here.
With your personality, and look, you shot out of a cannon when you were with at Austin Peay. There was no question. And you went to a very, very, very hard, if not impossible job. Let's just call this what it is. And that was very difficult. And now you get a real opportunity here. The thing I like about the spot that you're in 1AA football, you can look at it 2 ways, right? You are going to have guys that can really play that get picked off your roster by the power schools. That's going to happen. But if you're resourceful, if you have an eye for it, you have really good stories. Like both of your quarterbacks are interesting stories. Cade McNamara is still playing the sport. You know what that tells me? You got a kid there that loves playing the game to still be coming out. What do you get in Cade McNamara? What will we see in him on Saturday?
Yeah. I think that what you get at this level, you're right. I mean, whether it's coaches or players, you hope that you're signing players and hiring coaches that have opportunities to be able to go make millions of dollars and go be at the highest level, go to Tennessee, right?
Sure.
My goal has been to lose them to Tennessee, not to a group of five.
Yep.
How do you do that? In my opinion, their experience here is really good. They're in an area that cares about it. It's a great place to live. You're conscious of their time and their families. And then you win games, and I think what you see right now, which I've lived this life at the group of five level, that there's an elite group of teams that you expect to go win 9-10 games a year. And then there's a lot of other teams that are fighting to get bowl eligible. And so when you have a great year at that level in a lot of places, you're winning 6 and you're losing 6. And in my opinion, when you have a great year at this level, you're winning 10, you're winning 11, and you got a chance to go compete for a national title. So winning is part of the experience. And, the opportunity to be developed, the opportunity to play. And I think that's what Cade and Jacoby both were looking for. Some of these guys have kind of been tossed and turned in this NIL world and this big business world, and they want an opportunity to kind of go back to the basics and play for the love of the game and be with a group of guys who want to win and do something special in a place where it's still important. And that's what I found in both of those guys. The rationale behind them choosing ETSU to come compete, is something that probably didn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people across the country, but we just happened to find two of the right character guys that were looking for the right things, the stuff that we had to offer. And they've both been incredible. I think if you'd have told Cade before he came to ETSU that he would be splitting time with a guy who started 8 games last year at North Carolina, he'd say there's no way. But he's handled it like a man. He's handled it in a very unselfish way, and he's extremely talented. I mean, he's seen it all, done it all, started in the national semifinal game for Michigan when they played Georgia.
Crazy.
He's been in any environment that you can imagine, and
Crazy.
I think that experience bodes well for him, and both he and Jacoby, and just been really proud of what type of people they are and how they've handled this situation, and I feel really good about our future for this season because they're both here.
McNamara's been at it so long, Coach, that he beat out Joe Milton, or took his job rather in the middle of a season. I mean, God, that was like Joe Milton's been in the NFL like it feels like for 7 years. I mean, it's just
there's some guys on our roster that definitely have to say yes sir to him, but he still acts like a kid whenever he goes and plays this game, and so that's the fun part. But he's been playing a long time. There's no question. I mean, you're seeing more 6th and 7th year seniors. I have to, when I do pregame meal, I have to say if it's your 5th year or greater, then you can go first, right? So it's no longer 5th year seniors; it's 5th or greater.
The thing I love about your sport and the thing I love about what you're doing is when you talk about living above Gus Malzahn's garage. That's called I love what I do, and I will pay any price to do what I do. And those guys are getting an opportunity as well. Brian Hartman, jump in here as we are visiting with Will Healy, head coach, East Tennessee State, the Bucks in Neyland Stadium. We'll be live with you, Garza Law, 5th quarter fan reaction after the game. We'll be live at Calhoun's in 2 days on Friday. The great Al Wilson will be in the flesh with us, who is football personified. Go ahead, Brian. Jump in here.
Yeah, at the top of the FCS, you have North Dakota State, South Dakota State, who seem like they're on a different level. How do you get ETSU to compete consistently where they can sort of look those teams in the eye and can dream like they
the
do?
dreams. Yep.
That is a great question. Can I go back to the Calhoun's and the fried chicken salad that I could get over there?
Let's come on down. Hey, you come on down Friday, Coach. Come on down. You're doing your walkthrough.
I would meet Gary Rankin at Calhoun's every time I came through Knoxville to come recruit.
Let's go.
And so that was my spot down there on the river. And Al Wilson, I remember sitting in that stadium as a young kid, like hoping to get an Al Wilson wristband. So you're close to my heart right now. The North Dakota State, South Dakota State is a great question. And I think as you look at them, right, ETSU played North Dakota State last year, was up 13 points with 2 minutes to go in the game and got beat at home, right? And North Dakota State obviously went on to win the national championship. And I think when you research them, because they've been around a long time, and they've beaten the big boys. I mean, I think there was a stretch there where they were like they won 4 out of 5 against Big 12 opponents.
Yep.
And so they are the only school they're the big dog in the state. Okay, I think that at North Dakota State, there's obviously a lot of casino money that's around that as well, that's pumping into that program.
Huh.
And they run themselves like a group of 5 program.
Mm-hmm. And
to me, that's the goal here from a facilities perspective. From, everybody around here talks about when North Dakota State rolled up in here and the 18-wheeler that they had and how they traveled and what all they brought. Like they do it at a group of 5 level. And that, to me, has been the goal in year 1 is to build a group of 5 roster. The goal in year 2 is to operate like a group of 5 program. I can't foresee the future, but what I believe is it's not going to be long before some of these group of 5 schools come back and join us. And I think to prepare ourselves for that, we need to operate in that way. And that's money. I mean, it's
Yep.
investing in the program. It's investing in facilities. It's investing in nutrition and travel and all those type of things. I get it. It costs money. But I think that's what those guys do such a great job of. They've created tremendous consistency with their staff. If a head coach leaves and they hire from within, they recruit at an extremely high level. And a big reason why they're able to recruit is because they know guys are going to go there and win. They're going to develop. And they know that place is doing it at an extremely high level relative to who they're competing against. And,
to your point,
to me, that's the goal.
Well, to your point, North Dakota, they had Kansas State flat out on the ropes. Probably should have won the game.
Sure.
Saturday night. I mean, man to man, you can't tell by looking at those two programs. I mean, the lines on both ends are very big. The guys run with a lot of speed. You could tell the nutrition programs there. A thought has occurred to me down through the years, with everything all the eyeballs we have on this now, and people have these apps on their phone and they love to gamble on these games and everything else, Why doesn't the group of 5 do their own playoff? People would celebrate that. Why do we pretend? Why aren't they doing that, what the 1AA level does, and just celebrate their own teams? Don't you think that would work?
Well, I think now, because the 12-team playoff includes a group of 5 team, I think that question is going to be more. I mean, that's going to be more difficult to do because everybody's just fighting for that one spot. And
I know, but
I don't think they want to prove to the playoff committee that, hey, we're okay if we're not involved.
Yeah.
And so it's harder now than it probably would have been 5 years ago. But I think that's a unique and really good idea. It would be exciting to watch, and obviously anything people have a chance to bet on nowadays with football, they're gonna watch it and do it. So, but I just think that the group of 5 does not like taking a back seat to anything that the Power 4 schools are doing, and so right now it'd be hard to convince them to do that.
Hey, Will, my best to you, man. I appreciate you jumping on short notice for us. It was great having you on. Anything else you'd care to add, say, to Buck Nation here on the way out? The floor is yours. Hit it.
I'm excited about Saturday. I mean, what an incredible opportunity for us to go compete against the best of the best. And it's an honor to go play at that place. It's got a ton of history. It's got an incredible fan base. And I'm excited to take our brand of football down there. And I'm very appreciative of how these people in East Tennessee have embraced myself and our family and our staff and our players. And I don't want to stop now. I mean, we've got such an incredible future and potential that I want this place to be a place that wins championships for a long time. And, I can guarantee our family would love to be here for a long time. So I appreciate your time. If you're around on Friday and you want to come by the hotel and come to meetings or whatever it is, man, you come on by. But appreciate you having me on today.
Thank you, brother. No, I'm low energy, Coach. I'm not like you. I'll be home sleeping Friday after my gig down at Calhoun's.
No, come on, you'll bring the juice. Come on, just drink a little Red Bull. You'll be fine.
Thank you, Coach. Have a good one. I'm low energy, but he appears on my TLD Logistics hotline, and I love him like a brother. And Cinco, I feel good for him, man. That was good stuff right there with Will Healy. I feel good for him. And the great David Blackburn's going to join us here in about 15. Let's get a call or so in here before we do that. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air, and you're on our Wednesday show. Welcome in.
Hey, Jason in Atlanta.
Hey, Jason in Atlanta. Welcome in, brother.
I got to go to the game this weekend with my wife and have a good time.
Awesome.
And after that, first drive, seeing Aguilar connect and them open up the playbook, I had to peek at Twitter and see what everybody else was saying, just to think if I was the only one thinking the same thing. And the first tweet I saw was, something to the tune of, I feel good watching the Vols because we have a quarterback that looks normal. Does that make sense? That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, this quarterback just looks like normal. A football player. Doesn't look like a deer in headlights. Doesn't look afraid to have the football in his hand. And we had a brief glimpse of that with Hendon Hooker. But, like, even Garantano, man, he would just always look afraid in the pocket and this clueless look on his face. And I know that wasn't Heupel's problem, but we just had an awful run of
weird quarterbacks. Quarterbacks. That is the first time I've heard anybody articulate that. Sean, that is so true. Last year, you came on here when the man was a sitting quarterback. I give Sean a lot of credit because Sean gets ripped on the boards, people rip because Sean's not afraid to say it. That's why Sean and I get along. But Sean said, man, there's just something about this guy. Hey, Cinco, to our caller's point in Atlanta, Bino, we were talking this morning, and Bino said, Tony, I found myself watching Nico Saturday night, and he was doing that thing where he just looks over to the sidelines, almost like he has, if they don't tell him what to do, Sean, almost like he can't guide his team. And Joey Aguilar's been here 100 days, and he didn't look over to the sidelines at all, Sean. He didn't look over
all the way around, yeah.
That's exactly – Sean, your thoughts on what our caller's saying, because I think he's hitting it.
Well, I think this will be heard by some as a pejorative, and it's not. But Nico's a 7-on-7 camp quarterback. He's not – in my opinion, he's not a football-playing quarterback, and there's a difference. After what you saw him at UCLA, anybody trade Nico for Diego Pavia? No. And Diego Pavia probably will never smell the NFL. Would anybody trade Nico for Joey Aguilar? Before this past weekend, nobody would say, "Oh, the heck no! I'd rather have Joey Aguilar." But that's the case, and it's not just Nico. I mean, it's easy to pile on him because it's low hanging fruit right now. But the fact of the matter is, the past 2 years, Josh Heupel has not been able to run his offense because of the quarterbacks that were starting for him. I don't know that Aguilar is going to be Hendon Hooker. Probably not.
Right.
But at least he can run his offense.
Oh, he's going to have his moments,
and for the first time, for the first time running the offense, to have 3 touchdown passes and to show the presence of mind when a play's not there to kind of I don't know what the word I'm thinking of is, but go off script and find a way to get in the end zone.
Yes, that play he made in the corner with the improvisation.
Yes.
Our guy didn't do that at all last year.
Neither of the last two did.
You're right. They didn't feel the game.
Out of bounds.
They didn't feel the game. That's such an accurate statement. And look, Joey Aguilar is going to have his moments. The guy is not an accurate thrower of the ball. He's going to throw some high balls. He's going to throw some balls that are going to get tipped and picked off. That kind of thing's going to happen. But he has
we can live with that.
I will live with that because he's got a feel for what he's doing.
That's the problem Milton and Nico had.
Yeah.
They were afraid to make mistakes as a quarterback, so they played scared.
Every play, Joey Aguilar, you don't know what you're going to get right now, but he competes.
That's exactly right.
I don't think Nico competed.
No! That's what Mito said. I'm watching him. He said, Tony, I don't know why, but maybe he can articulate this Friday. He said, but it ran all over me watching him just slow their game down to a snail's pace and just staring over there with that blank look and that stupid ponytail. I mean, no offense to him. And just kind of like, Oh, what do I do? You know, it's like, I'm so glad that guy's not here now. I'm sorry. Some of you love him.
Yeah.
Some of you are trauma bonded to him. Jason and Atlanta, you're not one of them. You're not trauma bonded to him, and I sure am not. I'm glad he's gone.
No, I enjoy having an offense that's fun to watch. And, you know, if you want to pick on the kid for the fumbled exchange, that's going to happen to 120 football programs this year. I mean, that's just football. It happens. It's not an Aguilar thing. It's just a football thing.
Of course it is.
But the very next play, what did our defense do? They stood up and they took the ball away and they put it in the end zone for us. And I mean, that's just it's fun to watch Tennessee football for the first time in 2 years. I'm going to leave you guys with that. Go Vols.
Great call. And that is I cannot believe how fun Saturday was. I knew it was going to be because of the unpredictability of the whole thing. You knew it was going to be something. We did not know it was going to be that. It's so fun. Really sets up a fun weekend of celebration this weekend, which we will be with you. And then, of course, the opportunity to crack at Georgia, and then Mississippi Mistake after that. We got more on the other side. David Blackburn joins. We'll get some more calls in an hour or two. Watson Brown joins. It's amazing.
Hey, Tony B listeners. I'm Billy from Grade A Grounds, a UT grad bringing Knoxville a better way to raise money. We roast premium coffee fully branded for your team or cause. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% to local needs. Let's win on and off the field. Visit gradeagrounds.com to start your winning fundraiser today.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. Basilio here. No one does it like Alumni Hall. I'm here to tell you, living Vol fan, only one place that's the best place to shop for Tennessee gear, and that's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands like Nike and Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. Load up on hats, accessories, Yeti, all your tailgating necessities. Download the Alumni Hall app, click account, and it'll tell you how much Hall cash you've earned. You earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Alumni Hall, with physical locations in Murfreesboro, Bristol, and 3 locations in Knoxville, now open in Johnson City. Pop into Alumni Hall and get ready and tell them Tony B sent you.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama Zizi approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and Zizi.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
You know, catching up with the great David Blackburn off the grid here, just talking to him for a few minutes. This guy's Tennessee royalty, okay? I mean, he's seen it all in Tennessee's athletic department. He's at ETSU now, and I know he's doing a wonderful job with them. And Will Healy, David, was just loving on you a minute ago on the air and talking about what a great resource you are. And, man, I was really impressed with him. And he was sort of telling on himself, you know, in the career he's had. Because you've seen these guys, David, as I bring you in on the TLD Logistics phone line. Here's a guy who was just an unbelievable rising star down there at Austin Peay, and then he goes and it's tough over there in Charlotte. And you and I were just talking off the air. Man, that is a tough business all over right now, is it not, as I welcome you in?
Yeah, Tony, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's a very tough business. I've been so impressed with Will. I was around him when I was at Chattanooga. He was our wide receiver coach, and to watch him to get in the industry and then to have some hard times and to rebound and learn, it really epitomizes what life is and what we all go through. And it's a pleasure to see him now and what he's doing. And I'm so thankful to be able to help out up here at ETSU. So, yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad you got to catch up with him. He's a very class person.
From your perspective now and your gig there, how much of a challenge is it for you in the environment we're in to kind of raise the money to help these coaches do what they're doing?
It's very hard. I think it's hard everywhere. It's going to get harder because to sustain what's going on in the college world now with revenue share and NIL is a concern. Certainly, the further down you go from the Power Four down to Group 5, even down to our level FCS, it gets very difficult. You end up fatiguing certain donors, and that's a problem. So we're going to have to find ways to have residual income, recurring income to sustain, where we are now. But it's not too big an issue now, but as the years go by, I worry about the sustainability of it at all levels.
Yeah, I do too. One thing I worry about here is I watch Tennessee and some of these big boosters I know, people you know as well, you talk about stressing these folks. I mean, I just wonder how much you can just go back and go back and go back. And here's the other thing. You can't win at every school. So this is across all these big-time college football deals. When people give that money, and you know this, they want to see you win. Not everybody can win. This thing's a minefield, man.
That's for sure, and there's a lot of expectations when the money gets ratcheted up, and we all know that, and a lot of pressure on the coaches, and we haven't seen that yet, but you're going to start seeing that this year and next year and subsequent years. But it is, and even at a place like Alabama, Georgia, certainly at Tennessee, there's still 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 donors, and you find yourself going back to them, and at some point there's a breaking point, a fatigue point. It's a real problem.
The great David Blackburn joining us. East Tennessee State gets an opportunity in Neyland Stadium this weekend. And, David, before I jump Sean in here, I want to say hi to you. The thing that I look at when the SEC went to 9 is that on the 1AA level, you guys use these games for sustainability. How much of a concern is that these types of games are going to be harder to find now that the ACC is going to go to 9 league games? The Big Ten's already done it. The SEC's done it. And I'm just going to say this out loud. I hope the University of Tennessee going forward keeps that money within the state and keeps playing y'all and programs in the state. How much of a concern is that, though, that you're going to have more limited opportunities?
Very much a concern. Obviously, I think that just happened a month ago or whenever that decision came down to play 9 games in the SEC League. They've talked about it for a long time. We're trying to schedule out as far as we can, obviously, to insulate against that. But it's a concern. And I do think Tennessee's done a great job historically of playing, the Chattanoogas, the ETSUs, the Austin Peays, and keeping the money in state. But it's an important part of our budget. And my hope is as these bigger conferences are required to play more games and even an out of conference higher end game, they'll still look to buy some guarantee games, and the FCS schools will still be able to benefit from it. But it is a concern.
How much, walk us inside. What kind of payday do you know? Do you get from this game, and how much of your budget is it?
Yeah, so usually not just this game, but across the board, an FCS team that plays, say, a Group 5 team is usually around $350,000, $375,000. An FCS team playing a Power 4 team, will be somewhere between $500,000, $600,000. And if you're a Group 5 team playing a Power 5 team, it's $1 to $1.5 million on the guarantee. So you're talking significant money, especially at the budgets that are held at the the mid 5 and the FCS level.
Wow. Sean Sinclair, jump in here with David Blackburn, who joins on the program.
David, I want to wish you you and your family all the best. It's been almost 40 years, my friend, since you welcomed me in as a young manager, UT football, and for everyone, a couple things. This guy hasn't changed in those 40 years. Still the same solid rock guy that I met and called dog all those years, and without question, the greatest flag football quarterback that's ever stepped foot on the Hyper Field over that, and that is
really?
everyone. If you know, you know from the Lakers of old. But David, our dog, Clark Higgs, and Charlie Lockerbie are listening, and they told me to tell you hi because they won't be able to. But I want you to know that you represent us all, and we love you. And I know the career's taken some ups and downs and everything, but you have been you have made us proud, and we do love you, my man.
Well, Sean, thank you so much. It's so good to hear your voice, and certainly good to hear Charlie and Clark, all those guys. And man, I wouldn't have been able to do anything if it wasn't for the start I got with you guys and being a part of what we did there as managers. And I still say that I learned the most in that role. And it's just so good to hear your voice, and appreciate the kind words. But yeah, I'm still helping out a little bit, and they're letting me hang around, so I'm grateful.
Hey, David, I was talking to Al Wilson the other day, who's going to join us at Calhoun's on Friday. And Al was saying to me, the thing that really concerns him about this era with these kids jumping around at all these levels is 30 years from now, you're not going to hear Charlie and Sean and all these guys. You're going to miss that camaraderie. You're not going to grow roots.
Yeah.
From your perspective, when you think back to your time at Tennessee, this is twofold. How much of a concern is that to you, the era, what we're doing to these kids? And it's really the system that's doing it to the kids. It's not the kids. The kids are going to
– right.
The kids would have always jumped around if they could have jumped around. But Al's like, Tony, my friends that I made at Tennessee, football, non-football, support guys, he said that's just been such a rich part of my life. And you wouldn't have that if you jumped around.
That's exactly right. So much about life is about relationships and learning how to have those, maintain those, develop those, keep those, lean on each other. And that's life. And so, you're seeing that now in the college game. You mentioned, Sean and I talking there and the friends he mentioned that we have and always will have. And I'm seeing it here. I mean, we brought in 50-plus new players. Last year, I think we brought in 38-plus new players. That's just in football. And so every year it's transactional. And when you get into transactions like that, you lose that relationship and you lose the camaraderie. I think it's a serious concern, especially the end game of what we're doing. And I think Al is right. And you just don't have that much anymore. Now the team bonds and they have a purpose and a cause for a year, maybe 16 months, but it flips. And it's a real concern downstream.
Reflect on what the University of Tennessee means to you, David. I got mad with that whole AD deal several years ago, and I was for you in that deal, and you land on your feet. Your guy's not going to be stopped. But at the end of the day, I know you still have such a love for this place and for this state. Can you articulate that for me, what University of Tennessee means in your heart and soul?
Absolutely. Again, it means so much to me. I'm not, have what I have or had any of that near the relationships or career I've had without the University of Tennessee. It's special. I've certainly made my mistakes, and no school or no entity owes me anything, but I owe Tennessee so much. We were talking with some people the other day. There's not many people have been on that field more than say someone like me, who was fortunate to be a student on there for so many years and then a staff member, and just the people we talked about, like Al was mentioning. they help you form your life, and we keep that relationship forever. But it's a very special place. It always has been, always will be. Obviously, I haven't been there in many years, but it was home for me, and you know, it'll be weird coming back. I did it in 14 when I was in Chattanooga. I'm going to do it again Saturday, you know, being, you know, the opponent, but it's still a very special place, and the people are so good, and I'm just grateful to have had that school and honored.
I mean, you're loved here, man. I don't know if you realize that, but I was mentioning you were going to come on, and I had a couple friends text me, kind of like Sean, but and they don't know you intimately. You know, they were like, wow, that's just really great. You're going to have that guy on, and you're appreciated and loved here. I hope you know that.
Well, thank you. I've not been around, and obviously I hear from some people, but, you know, so much has changed, and life moves on, but you're very kind to say that, and I likewise, I adore so many people that have been a part of that program, and some that are still there, and certainly the fan base and all the donors and friends. It's just been such a warm feeling to reconnect through the years, and it is a special place.
And, you know, bringing it full circle, I was talking to Will Healy about this because I spent time in Upper East Tennessee, you know, and I was talking about my buddy Dr. Rogers and Tom Rogers Performance Medicine, and the way those folks love on ETSU is such an interesting dynamic up there, the amount of pride that they have in those sports and want to see those sports do well. It's a really unique, interesting opportunity if you can get the ball moving forward, isn't it? Like on the football front.
Very much so. I still think this is a sleeping giant. You know, they dropped football for 10 years and brought it back in 15, and so we're just now kind of catching our groove here. And this place has been amazing to me in the small role that I have here, but it's become home, and it's I love ETSU and everything that's going on here. But you're right. We have our own media. We have our own kind of corner of the state. I think you can really build something here, and it's happening. And it's a really neat place, and thankful to be a part of it.
Yeah, Will was saying he was kind of caught off guard by it. He was like, you know, he was like, there's a lot of pride about it. The thing I like about it too is there's like a crossover of Tennessee fans, and then ETSU is kind of their jam. You know, it's like they're either their first love or their second love, but you share a fan base.
We do. It's really weird. You do share a fan base. That's what's so odd about the game. It was kind of that way at Chattanooga. So many of the fans are dual allegiant fans, but we embrace that as well. We don't try to, you know, compete with that. We just try to be the best version we can. Certainly we want to compete at our level and in the Southern Conference, but it's so neat, and there's so much going on. We retired up here, and we love it. And then obviously they've asked me to help out a little bit, and I could not be more thrilled with the town, the community, and certainly the school.
David Blackburn, you're appreciated, my man. It'd be great to see you back. And many happy returns, brother. Keep keeping on. Anything else you want to add here on the way out? Great talking to you.
Oh, Tony, thank you so much. Sean, it's so good to hear from you and hear your voice. I just appreciate you guys remembering me, and thank you for the time. And yeah, hopefully we can run into each other. I'm excited about coming down there. And again, thank you so much.
David, if you saw me and you ran into me in front of the right people, you'd have to put your head down and pretend you didn't know me. You know what I mean?
Not true. Not true.
You're
I
my
look
man.
forward to seeing whoever.
Much love.
Certainly. Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
He's a good man, Cinco. He's a good man.
Yeah, he's a dude.
Yep.
And if you know, I said it before, and if you know, you know. And I'm glad he's off now because I can tell it. He got hosed. He got absolutely hosed in his career by someone we all know when he was at Chattanooga, and he got absolutely hosed and dicked by someone extremely famous in this program. And he landed on his feet. I'm not going to mention any names. They know it. And but it is heartfelt. I had those two guys. I'm sure there was other PK Hard and some of the other guys out there that are probably listening.
Shout them out. Shout them out. I want all. Hey, listen, those support people
Oh,
make
yeah. Well,
these
guys
things
like,
go, man.
Guys like David Sands,
Come
Johnny
on now.
Hayes.
Make them go. Make it go.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys, and the two greatest of all, they know they're my daddies. I'll admit that. Roger Frazier and Max Parrott.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Listen to the program.
The greatest of all time.
Hey, they pump the show through their
champions.
They pump the show through their deal all the time. I hear from people. Those guys pump it through there. So, listen.
Even before him, Jeff Fleming. Remember Larry Fleming from Chattanooga?
Of course.
Free press.
Yeah.
Jeff Fleming, his son, was the head manager before David was, and just great dudes. But anyway. None of that. Enough of that. I mean,
I had no idea. Larry Fleming's son.
David Blackburn is the man. When he was recruiting coordinator, he brought in #1 recruiting class. When he was under Mike Hamilton, he set records as a fundraiser up here. When he was at Chattanooga, he made some very good hires down there. I think he brought in the Foster guy from Ohio State, the women's basketball coach. And, God has a different plan for everybody. I don't want to get on this, but David's plan was a little different than maybe we all thought. We all thought that he'd be AD here, and I think he deserved it. And I'm biased. I get it. But I'm biased, and I think he should have been. Regardless, we're all very proud of him. We all love him. If he's still listening, you're our guy, and we couldn't be more proud of him.
Unbelievable, Andy. A brief TO. We come back, Watson Brown upon the continuance after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Fall officially begins this month, so now is the perfect time to make sure your home's HVAC system is ready for the season ahead. Don't ignore the warning signs that your heating or cooling system is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need fast, reliable HVAC repairs, seasonal preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new high-efficiency system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Whatever HVAC problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment and then provide the best long-term solution to keep your home comfortable again all year long. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
A lime is not always just a lime. You see, some limes are lucky. For when a lime joins the salted rim of a crisp, refreshing Tres Dos Equis, that lime is no longer a mere lime, but a wedge of renowned Mexican limón. Muchas gracias, limón. And also, de nada. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morse here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Tony B here with the great Zakai Ziegler for
Hey,
Advent.
whoa. Tony, I got this. Hey, Tennessee, it's Easy here. Next time you have an electric issue at your home or business, call my friends at Advent Electric. With offices in Knoxville and Nashville, it's Mama's Easy approved.
You heard it from the most electrifying player in the league. Call the service professionals at Advent Electric, 865-588-0631. Online, adventelectric.com. Tell them ZZ sent you. I'm bowing thy head as I welcome you back. It is your Tony Basilio show. Chase Thomas coming up in a mere matter of moments. But we've got some business to attend to, and that business is the great Watson Brown is now joining. Before we get to Watson, I want to remind you, tonight at the Smokies game, my man Mark Lester is going to have the T3 ride, the race car that's going to run in Bristol in the upcoming fall race there. It's going to be there for you to take photos with, hang out with, maybe jump in the thing and take it for a spin. I know Watson likes to go fast, so but check that out and shout out to Mark Lester and T3, and we'll score a T3 TD tonight. Watson Brown presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. You will bow thy head when you say the name of Simpson's Meats. Why? Because it's a beef brand built on quality. I'm talking about since 1888 on the Jim Simpson's family farm. And Jim Simpson's about as fine a man as you will find. So it is absolutely outstanding. They're online at simpsonsmeats.com. They're Watson Brown tested, Watson Brown approved. And your next package is in the mail, my friend. But
all I keep telling everybody, and because it would be me,
If I lived in Knoxville, I'd be going back. You can't go buy steak and not go back. It's impossible to do. You will go back.
You're going to pay
That's
more.
all I can tell you.
And you're going to pay more, but you're going to get what you pay for. It's like a lot of
You
things.
get totally. We all been raised that you get what you pay for. By golly, this is absolutely the truth.
Like
you
a
get
lot.
What you pay for it,
Yeah.
it's well worth what you pay for it.
Like a lot of things in this world. As the great
Yep.
Watson Brown joins. Hey, Watson, let's start here. Over the weekend, because people have had the observation that Tennessee's offense under Josh Heupel, last couple of quarterbacks, they had to temper what they were doing, kind of play within the in the game itself. What did you see, the new wrinkles, the new additions, and kind of what they did with Joey Aguilar?
Well, I saw two things. I thought there'd be changes in the offense, and there were quite a few. I think they made changes to help what they ran into last year and the ways to attack some of the things they saw last year, and I think they've made changes to fit their quarterback. That's the two things I think that happened, and it led them to a lot of different things. There are a lot more multiple this year than they've been. Start with the splits. They did not have those wide splits. They did some, but it's usually in their spread sets when they did that, and that was the stuff they've been doing in the past. But they went to more normal splits. Playing those two tight ends excited me because both of those guys, the two that play the most, are really athletic. And so they're going to do a lot with them before the year's over. You haven't seen them near what you're going to see when they get into the real toughies as they start getting into SEC play. And you know, he's so much like I was. All I ever heard was, well, he's a passing guy. He's a passing guy. He's a passing guy. And that's what everybody, Josh is a passing guy. No, he's not. He is a run-first guy. And a lot of stuff come off of the passes. Not near as many RPOs the other day. There were some, but a lot more play-action pass. And with maximum protection. The people didn't get around him the same way they did Nico. And the deep balls were there. I knew they would be. And a lot of square-ins, a lot of balls thrown more over the middle of the field or around the hash marks, much more than they've done in the past. So it was different. They went fast, but they also slow it down. I learned that. I went fast, and I realized, man, I think it's even better when you mix it. You go fast, then you come back, and you're just normal. Then you go fast again. That's even harder, I think, on a defense than going fast all the time. Now, when you're about to kill somebody, he'll go fast and want to wear them out and end the game. He will do that. But I just saw so many changes that I was very excited about. I thought he needed to make a lot of these changes from the end of last year, and by golly, they did it. And I still see a lot of the old offense too. So he's combined some things that are going to help him and did help him. And the last thing about it, I'd say offensively, is they got the right guy. The things that we thought about him were what you saw: a cool, calm, confident dude. A tough guy, and will get up, and he ain't going to show that he's hurting. He's going to get right back up and go again. And the players I saw on the sidelines and during the game clinging to him. And so they lucked out, Tony. They lucked out in the deal. There's no doubt about it. They lucked out in their quarterback.
You think Watson, because you texted me like a drive-in, right? And you're like, this guy fits what they do. Yeah. You're like, this guy – I mean, I'm going to tell on you. You say this guy's kind of a better fit than the last guy was for what?
Yeah, and I don't want to get into. I don't like talking about kids or anything, but he does. He
fits.
His sense of timing is better than Nico's. It's better. He can get rid of the ball and feel sense of timing. I always thought Nico a little bit would wait till they're open and let the ball go. This guy, when I say sense of timing, he's letting it go to the spot. Mm-hmm. When they're going to be open and not wait until they are open. and that also keeps you upright. You're not getting hit as you're letting it go, and he's got really good feet. I wouldn't say he's a great runner, but I don't think they're going to let him run a ton. I would say from Nico and Hendon and that, you'll see half the call runs with him because, number one, they've got to keep him upright. They don't have the backup right now, and so I think they'll protect him a little more in what they're doing. But I didn't see a negative, honestly. Maybe a little bit on the RPOs. He was a little hesitant on some of them, but they didn't run a lot of them. And I'll bet he didn't run a lot of those at App State, and he's learning to do that as time goes on. But his play-action game, he throws very well on the run, very well. And they ran more dropbacks with him, which is good because I thought they needed to have more dropback pass calls in early downs to go with what they do. And they did that. They did that Saturday, and I think they're going to be tough. The whole key, though, offensively is not the quarterback. It's the offensive line.
Yep.
And what they're doing, they have to run the ball well. They have to run the ball well in what they're doing, and I think they will. But that got to keep those guys upright, not hurt, and they've got to play well.
One thing you've talked about since Heupel's been here is the concept of staying ahead of the sticks.
Yes.
So first down becomes extremely important. And against Syracuse, they were on the front foot the whole day on first down.
No, they did good.
Perfect
they
opener.
They did really good. That was one of their better games of staying within the chains. One of their better games of doing that. But execution has something to do with that, and from the quarterback, and running the ball has something to do with that. If you can't run the ball and you've got to tinker around and try to get 4 and 5 yards on early downs with your little short passing game and this and that's just hard to do. It's hard to do, and so the way they run the ball, the way they could throw off of the runs, they'd get in those two tight ends, Tony, and they'd put one on one side and one on the other. He tinkered with a lot of different sets with them. But one set that he got in, one was on one side and one was on the other, so it balanced up the formation. Both those wideouts are one-on-one out there, and they just sit there and throw hitches and slants and stuff to them. And it's so simple for the quarterback because the formation creates coverage that makes it one-on-one to your wideouts. If you have to respect the run. Now, if they don't respect the run, that won't be the case. But Tennessee should make you respect the run, and you just get one-on-one out there. It simplifies the game with those two tight ends in a lot of different ways.
It's a Wednesday with Watson Brown, presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. Watson dropping some knowledge on us. Tennessee changed what they did. It looked different. It felt different. The quarterback was extremely comfortable. And I'm going to jump Sean in here in a second, but Sean and I are both have marveled into open microphones a couple times this week how you can be 100 days on a campus, okay, and look like that. The amount of work that kid must have done when he first got the opportunity to come to Tennessee. You talk about taking something seriously, Watson, and speak to, if you can, from a coaching perspective, the nice job they did with everybody involved to make that thing look that cohesive off the jump.
Well, number one, the teams you're playing have the same problem. So that balances that not having them very long out. Everybody don't have them very long. So you go play Syracuse, they had the same issues. They had a new team, and they had a lot of things they had to try to get done by the first game. So I think that kind of balances out early in the season. But I give Josh a lot of credit. What I think happened, I'm going to go back to what I first said. I think he had three things that I thought from leaving the season. He's got to figure out how to get big plays. He wasn't getting enough big plays. Number one. Number two, he had to handle the looks he was getting on defense. What are we going to do to attack the looks we got last year in the last half of the season? And then number three, who's our quarterback, and we got to make sure we do the things he does well. And he did all three of those. And I think that's one of the reasons that the quarterback played so well was that they were doing a lot of the things he had done, and he was very comfortable doing. So they adjusted a lot to him, which made it simpler for him. Like I say, I don't think he had been a big run-pass option guy. I thought that was probably the thing he did the poorest a couple of times. And he'll get that, but it's reps. And the last thing is you can get a team there quicker in today's world because they get to do things with their players that when even 10 years ago you couldn't do. You could not be in meeting rooms all day long with them. You could not be out on the field working with them.
Great point.
You couldn't do those things. They had to do it on their own. And so that really helps in trying to put it together. But again, these coaches have figured out how to do it and put a team together quickly. And there were some that looked really good doing it. And then there were some like North Carolina that looked awful doing it. So, I mean, it went both ways. But the good teams and the good coaches, they figure out how to put it together. And Tennessee knew, in my opinion, they weren't playing like a lot of the other, half of the SECs played a game they didn't have to look good to win. He knew he was going to have to play well to win this game, and I think that they shot for this game and did a great job of it. And they'll take this offense now and take it further. I think the Tennessee fans are going to enjoy watching it this year more than they have since Hendon Hooker. That's what I think. And I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not trying to say they're going to be one of the best in the country. I just think they're going to enjoy watching it because it's going to be more multiple, and they're going to do more things than they've been seeing here in recent years.
Sean Sinclair, jump in here. It's a Wednesday with Watson Brown presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. Online, simpsonsmeats.com. And look, if you're somebody that really wants to go for it, they've got gift boxes, makes a great gift. They can ship it anywhere in the world, whether it's steaks, burgers, sausages, roast, chickens, variety of local offerings as well at their local butcher shop. But if you want to buy in bulk, you can get half or quarter cows if you really want to go for it. And Cinco, jump in. You're on with the great Watson Brown.
Coach, shifting gears here a little bit, over to the Tennessee defense. We all anticipated very similar defense than last year. And I want to give credit to Syracuse, even though they have a new roster. I think those are credible offensive coaches, and they have a nice scheme. Can you tell us what you saw about the defense? Because it looked they were a little more porous than we thought about. I know we had some injuries, but I was particularly excited for the first time I can remember in a long time us having aggressive cornerbacks. If you didn't see the stats, they defended. They had 10 pass breakups in that game. I can't ever remember that from a Tennessee defense.
No, they looked good. They looked like they had a little hot size, I thought, Sean, and they were physical. They weren't little skinny guys just running with somebody. They were physical when they play a whole lot of press man in what they do. And honestly, I thought that was the plus of the defense. I would just say jury's still out. Tennessee had the lead most of the time. Your defense is, they can I wouldn't say let up, but they can be a little softer and give a little more yardage, knowing you have big leads and by play calling sometimes, whatever. But that happens on all teams. I wasn't disappointed. I would say jury's still out, and I would expect to see by the time they get to Georgia, you're going to see that defense take that step that we're all wanting to see. And I think they will, because I think it's going to be one of the better defenses in the SEC. And they had some guys injured too. But Syracuse has got some pretty good players too, and especially offensively. And I was impressed with their quarterback. He's a tough nut too now, and he hung in there. And he got knocked around a lot more than Tennessee's did. And he kept coming back. So give them a little credit. But I wasn't down on the defense. I kind of left the game saying, just like I didn't know the stats of that, but I said cornerback play is better than last year. It's better, and number one. And number two, just jury's still out. They always had the lead. They just kind of were rolling on offense. And when that's happening, the defense knows that they don't just have to be just wild and crazy. And I think they'll be much better by the time they get to Georgia. Probably better this week, tell you the truth.
Watson, what what are we going to do with these guys laying down? You were in an area where you went fast, and the guys wouldn't dare lay down like these kids are. And they Syracuse. You talked about the lull in that game. I don't know how you concentrate as a coach, as a coordinator, in a game where a third quarter takes an hour and 30 minutes to play. I mean, there's just no.
That game was way too long.
Dumb. It's becomes a silly sport.
You're right on. I didn't like it. There was no doubt they're trying to slow the pace and get some rest when Tennessee was going fast. There's no doubt what they were doing, and coaches, they see the rule and they get right to the point that they're right to the point of not breaking it and breaking it. And what they were doing looked to me like they were laying down before the ball was set.
That's exactly what they were doing.
So then you don't lose the timeout again, and I don't know. I don't know what the next step is to this, but it's not good for the game. First of all, you're getting kids to do things that they're faking. And that's not a good thing to be teaching players. I don't care what you say. Everybody does it. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I hadn't done it.
Tennessee does it. Tennessee does it. Sure.
But it's not good to tell players to fake things. I just don't like that thought. Not that I wouldn't do it, but somehow they're going to have to find a way. And I know, how in the world do you say the minute you say you're going to lose a timeout every time somebody goes down and then there's a real serious injury or whatever?
That's right.
It's tough. And I thought this rule might fix it, and by golly, these coaches figured it out. Just go down before they set that football. And so I don't know. I don't know what to do. We're going to see it all year long, in my opinion. In those fast-paced games, we're going to see it.
Well, it's wonderful, Watson. You spending some time with us. We have so much to talk about. I got to ask you this: how concerned should Alabama fans be with what they saw over the weekend, or would it be overreacting to what you saw over the weekend if you really reacted strongly to that?
The thing that I saw that bothers me as a coach that I haven't seen in a long time. I saw a soft team. I saw the offensive line not getting great movement against a very new Florida State team, and I saw a defense give up 200-something yards rushing. And that's a concern. I don't care what you say. He's got some things to work on to fix that. He's got to go fix that, or you're not going to see the Alabama team of old, because skilled players can drop balls and all that. That's fixable. But a softness that I saw within the fronts on both sides of the ball was a concern to me. Florida State dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. How many times have we said that against Alabama?
Never.
I'm telling you, it bothered me. I just said, uh-oh, look out.
Hey, and their kids did not handle getting punched in the mouth. Bad sign. That's a bad sign.
Tony, when you're not able to handle getting punched in the mouth, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Now, you can start throwing fists or something else, but when you're getting knocked down, because I've been in those games when somebody's better and they're knocking you down, my kids would get up and they go again, but they just keep getting knocked down. That's what I saw. I don't know that I saw nobody trying. I saw them getting dominated. I saw them getting knocked around, and that's what's a concern to me. Now, you can't tell me the physicalness isn't there. He's got to get it out of these kids, and the only way you do that, you got to get on the field and you got to get after it. You flat got to get after it. And but they were not prepared for what they saw, and I'm not talking about technical things. They were not prepared for the physicalness that Florida State threw on them. That's amazing to me.
It's amazing. It's something I didn't think we'd be saying. But, Watson, I appreciate you. Much love to you. Anything else you'd care to add here on the way out? You've been incredible, my brother.
No, it's football time, man. It's football, as you've got an announcer now. It's football time in Tennessee. It's football time all over the country, and that's exciting times, man. I'm having a blast. What a great weekend this last weekend was. What a great weekend of football. Thank you for putting good games together. I mean, I'm not sure I'd have wanted it as a coach, but from that Friday of last week, that Iowa State game with Kansas State, right through the whole weekend, boy, South Florida looked fantastic. I can't wait to watch them play Florida this week. I'm telling you now, I thought South Florida was legit. I'm anxious to see if I was wrong about that, but I saw physicality with them. And that quarterback is special now. He is really a good player. So, I don't know. Let's see.
Well, I hear fear in Florida's voice right now. Hey, Florida.
I would.
Thank you, Watson.
If I'm a Gator, I'd be a little nervous.
Watson, you're my man.
Talk to y'all. Thank you.
Presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. Brian, what do we hear in Florida's voice? I'm kind of hearing Florida when Watson Brown says that man's special. What do you hear?
Tony B. I hear fear in Florida's voice, Tony B.
Florida, what a great foil he is. It's a shame they're going to go 7-5, maybe.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill. With a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit tldlogistics.com. That's tldlogistics.com. TLD Logistics.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high-character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
A lime is not always just a lime. You see, some limes are lucky. For when a lime joins the salted rim of a crisp, refreshing Tres Dos Equis, that lime is no longer a mere lime, but a wedge of renowned Mexican limón. Muchas gracias, limón. And also, de nada. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Achillio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from B. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
TB back with you. I got to tell you, it has been such a fun ride here on Fan Run Radio. I want to remind you that coming up on the other side, the great Chase Thomas will have you. We will no doubt do a TLD Logistics overtime, and we'll continue to take some calls here in our little world. I want to encourage you to check out our blog over at tclub.team as we today I gave you some thoughts, a couple thousand words, seeing myself sort of put that together. Observations on the football weekend. I will say this. I think that Texas and Ohio State are both going to make the playoff. I was a little surprised at Arch Manning's level of play for a guy that's been on their campus for 3 years. But I still think that Texas has so much talent. And I'm just a big believer in talent. I mean, we saw that here down through the years. Recruiting matters. It's always mattered. It's always going to matter. It's why the guys at the very tippy top of these sports, and I think about the Nick Sabans of the world, every moment he thought about recruiting. Tony Vitello is the absolute best. And you know what? Every minute he thinks about recruiting. They've got the most Tennessee baseball. They got the most top 100 players in this recent freshman class for a reason. Because those guys know that if I'm going to have the best team, I got to have the best talent. And so we'll go back to our phones. Shout out to my friends at the Smokies who remain at home this week. Remember, the T3 vodka car is down there at the entrance tonight. And Mark Lester wants you to know you can go get photos with it. You can hang out with it. Maybe you can jump in it and drive that thing like Joey Aguilar did over the weekend. Because Watson thinks, Brian, that we're going to go faster and faster. He thinks we saw the tip of the iceberg. Brian, you buying?
Yeah, I do. I think they're going to – it's just telling that how quarterbacks that sort of end up falling into Heupel's lap, as you say, have been more productive and successful than ones that he picks.
Oh, it's weird.
I don't know how that happens.
No, it's weird.
I don't know how you can look at Nico and determine that he's a 5-star and he's got to be a must-have, and you can look at Aguilar and think that, well, he's not even worth a scholarship offer. It's just weird.
Well, you got to kind of look at it, not being a know-it-all. But you got to think about, the things that work in Heupel's offense are being able to process and accuracy. You don't care how tall you are. You don't care how big your arm is. Danny Werfel would win another Heisman Trophy in this offense because that's what he brought to the table.
That's right.
But in the modern day 5-star, 4-star camp circuit, et cetera, that's not celebrated. There's no way in 7-on-7 can you show how you process defenses. I mean, so you will always be able to go to Texas and find one of those kids around Houston or Dallas or South Lake, all those that can play. Your Drew Breeses, your Ty Detmers,
Major Applewhite.
Those guys can play right now. They can absolutely play right now.
Yes.
And guys like Ryan Leaf, other guys that are 6'5", Jeff George, they will always look good in shorts and a T-shirt throwing the ball. And you know what? It's you talk about last year was an absolute foretelling of what happened with Arches, because you can like Quinn Ewers or not like Quinn Ewers, but when they brought Arch in his second year on campus, all he could do was run the ball. And they did everything possible to get Manning to move ahead of Ewers in the lineup, and he just couldn't. And I'm not throwing dirt on him because I think he's quality, but one of his uncles was one of the greatest of all time. And like it or not, Eli was one of the best. It was more like his dad, was one of the best athletes playing quarterback around. The kid's he's not that.
Sean Sinclair is dropping some truth bombs today, because that's exactly what I saw. Now, John Adams, because you're from Louisiana, you genuflect and you're not allowed to say anything. He blamed the coordinator. I'm like, blame the coordinator? Come on, John. Hey, John, do better, man. Be better. You're better. I like when people tell me this. You're better than that. You talk about something that runs all over me. When somebody tells me I'm better than that. Ladies and germs, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's been incredible breaking it down scientifically with you. I want to thank Will Healy for joining us. I want to thank none other than David Blackburn for joining us. The great Sean Sinclair, DDS, beautiful Maryville. Love him. It's unbelievable. Chase Thomas will have you next. I am going to continue to talk about it here over at tclub.team. We love you. We thank you. Shout out Dubsy Smith, and peace.
WJBE 1040 AM.
What am I doing here?
You're listening to FM 105.7.
How did that get in there?
And AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
It's TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, presented by TLD Logistics. Online at tldlogistics.com.
RIP Stream East, RIP Stream East.
And now let's go to the guys with today's edition of TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime.
I don't like the way this is worded, but Stream East has officially been shut down after two men connected to it were arrested in Egypt. I used to call it Chinese streams, Brian. I was wrong. It's African streams. They were from Egypt. It was the world's largest, and I don't like this term, Brian, illegal sports streaming platform. Many of you know about Stream East. Traffic averaging, Brian, you want to guess how many million people hit Stream East per month, Brian? Monthly visits.
I'd say quite a bit. I'd say Officer Beef got involved there probably.
How about 136 million unique monthly visits to the Stream East? When I went to it the other day, it said the feds had seized it. And I'm thinking to myself, you better get out of here.
I'm surprised your phone didn't start smoking.
RIP Stream East. Let's go back to our phones.
Hey, let me throw something out there. It's my first time. I want to congratulate Fan Run and Tony B for their marriage. It's been long awaited and anticipated. Putting the icing on the cake. Longtime friend, my Chelsea brother in blue, Dubsy Smith, and Bear Robbie, longtime friend and caller to your program now, is doing an amazing job over there. I hope this marriage goes on forever. Couldn't ask for you and Dubsy, two better people, to be united there, and I hope it's a long, long, long thing that happens.
We're gonna get Dubsy on one of these. We're gonna get Dubsy on one of these Wednesday shows, Cinco. Let's go back to the phone.
That's my boy.
And we'll get as many calls in here as humanly possible. Our TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony.
Yo.
Hey, Catfish Ike here, people.
Hey, Ike.
Just got about 2 or 3 things there. Talking about Watson Brown being on earlier, he mentioned a couple things there a little while back, and I totally agree with him what he's saying. He's talking about where college is heading like towards the NFL with the playoff format and stuff. It's pretty much already heading there. Where you got the NIL money thing going on and the playoff thing, it's pretty much already going that direction. But he said it's going to be just like the NFL, so I totally agree with him. It's already going that direction.
It's sillier than the NFL. The NFL, I know what I'm watching. The NFL has contracts. Micah Parsons
had to hold out and force a trade. If this was college football, Micah Parsons would have just showed up there in Green Bay, and you get no compensation for it.
Right.
I mean, it's silly.
Yeah.
Major college football right now is that it's still a great game, but the business of it and the administration of it is damn stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, how many times did you guys this weekend hear at wide receiver Joe Smith? He started off at South Florida, then went to UNLV, then went to here, and now he's here.
Yeah.
I mean, that happened over and over. I mean, there were guys that were having 2 and 3 ports in their journey, and I thought that was incredibly interesting.
It's Al Wilson's telling me, he goes, it just Tony, it hurts my heart, man. He said, and these kids are just doing what the agents are telling them, but they're going to look up 20 years from now and go, who are my teammates? Who are my friends? Where are my roots? It's part of this thing.
Yeah, no doubt. Another thing I was going to bring up, talking about Boo Carter, they got to get him in the game. I think they need to get him on both sides of the ball, especially with Georgia coming up next week. They need to get him on offense and defense. I mean, he's a playmaker. They need to do it to it and get him in there. They're going to need it, especially they've had some iron injuries and stuff. They need to just go ahead and get him on offense as well. So he's a playmaker because it's probably going to be his last year with him anyway. Just do it to it and use him up. Get it while you can as far as that goes.
Yeah, my thing is if you're going to keep the wheels on a guy like that, you got to get your fair share of usage out of him. And Boo Carter on both sides. Give me your name again. I'm going to give you some love on the blog for that.
Isaac Thompson is what my real name is.
Catfish Ike.
ISAAC.
Catfish Ike.
Yeah, Catfish Ike. Yeah, that's right.
Catfish Ike. I like that. And where are you calling us from, man?
Churchill, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful there.
Yeah, I do a lot of catfish and stuff. That's why I go by that name. Yeah.
Oh, do you eat catfish?
Oh, yes, sir, sure do.
I'm going to tell you a great way to prepare catfish that we've learned is you go to the store and get you some like McCormick's Soul Food Seasoning. You're not going to don't laugh at me. Take you one of those things that you throw on the grill where you cook fish in them, like those net kind of it's not a net, but it's like it's like wire thing that you cook fish in. Season up your catfish with some Soul Food seasoning. Cook it over an open fire, Catfish Ike, and you come back again and again. You won't believe how good that is.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely have to do that. Yeah. And the other thing is, each time Nico's playing and they lose that damn game, I'm going to be laughing at his dad. That dumbass right there. I'm going to be laughing at his dad. Not Nico, but his dad. And Nico needs to do volleyball. That's what he's good at. He needs to get out of the football and go to volleyball because that's what he's better at. But his dad, he's such a dumbass. I'm going to be laughing at him and everything.
I wonder what's going through his dad's mind right now, Sean. Do you think his dad knows they made a bad move? And do you think his dad's already calling schools for next year? Or do you think his father really thinks, Sean, that the NFL is going to draft this kid highly in this draft?
I think guys like him can never look in the mirror and see and actually report what they see. There's no question he's going to quickly throw Deshaun Foster and Sunseri under the bus publicly. Unfortunately, no one with UCLA. It's the tree in the woods. Nobody hears it. But yeah, I mean, he's not going to come on. He's not going to the NFL. But I wouldn't be surprised if they look for another thing. The problem is he's not going to get even close to the money he's getting now.
Nico's a 2-point favorite, guys, on Saturday. It's one of their real chances to get a win with UNLV. UNLV looked awful their first week. They really improved their second week. Bri, how are you going to play that game? What do you think is going to happen in that one?
I probably would stay away from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying away from our game this weekend.
Have you seen a line on our game, by the way? I'm thinking it's probably going to be 40-something.
Yeah, it's really high.
Hey, listen, y'all have good, and Tony, God bless you. God bless the rest of y'all in there, and y'all have good, and go Vols. Y'all have a good day.
GBO to you, my friend. 865-200-5402. Oh, yeah.
Good call.
Oh, the catfisher. You don't mess with him.
No, sir.
A.K.A. Jim Hunter back in the day.
That's exactly right.
Let's go back to the phones. I'm reading a book about one of my guilty pleasure readings that I'm in the middle of. The summer of '76. It's called Stars and Strikes. And it's about baseball in the summer of '76 and when the Oakland A's dismantled their team. And it was as weird of an era to live through because they had, I guess, won 3 world championships, played for a couple more. And then they just got up one day, and Charlie Finley in the middle of the season just started selling off their team because he knew he couldn't compete financially. And but the book talks about all the colorful athletes you had back then and all the colorful guys in the sport. And shout out to my man. Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to put in a request that you bring back a book club.
Well, I'd like to put in a request that I learn to walk first. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hi, gentlemen. It's Pete in St. Louis.
Hey, St. Louis Pete, home of the Battlehawks.
Yeah, it is. So, an interesting weekend where a couple of takeaways. One, if you're a top program, you can rebuild in one cycle in the new era. You can go out. You shouldn't be down 3, 4, 5 years. You're a top program. You have money. You can rebuild quickly. And then the talent distribution has really made it a lot more fun to watch games that I normally wouldn't watch. And on the quarterback situation, it's the same thing. They've distributed that talent all throughout college football because if you can get paid, you're going to play instead of waiting your turn. And in the NFL, there's only 32 teams. And in the whole world, and where money is no object, you can't find 32 Peyton Mannings, Tom Brady's to play at the same time. The league has, top 4 or 5 guys that might be Hall of Famers, a bunch of guys in the middle can win you a lot of games, maybe get you to a Super Bowl. But there's 2 or 3 teams that don't have a quarterback. The it factor in the quarterback play has always been something that you can't – it's hard to quantify, but it is the difference maker.
I love what you're saying because here's the thing. I'm an Eagle fan. Eagles Nation, and I've been guilty of this, of looking at our quarterback and saying, well, he doesn't make all the throws. And they've surrounded him with all these great plays, and that's why he's winning. Let me tell you something. That guy has the it factor, and it matters. You are so right, man. You are so right.
It is such a hard position. It's hard to even understand how hard it must be because physicality, training, people can throw the ball like a Joe Milton can throw it. But to get in a game situationally and the reaction time and the things they do, that is the differentiator. And, hopefully we're seeing a little piece that Joey just has that. I love that comment that he's a gamer because that's what we saw on the field on Saturday.
Does Joey football, Cinco, in one glance, does he have that it factor for us?
So far, against Syracuse, but I think to the caller's point, you may be referencing, Florida State, and rightfully so. But I sat there and watched Florida State because remember 2 years ago they got kicked out of the playoff because their quarterback got hurt. And now they're dominating Alabama. That leads me to believe that last year was not a talent deal. That was a locker room deal.
I just think sometimes when you do that, I just think they're team variants. I think sometimes when you flip your roster, it's not going to work, and sometimes it's really going to work. And I think
you guys mentioned it. No, I was just going to say, you guys mentioned earlier in the show that the all day long the broadcasters, here's a kid they got from Tennessee, here's a kid they got from Nebraska. The roster changes are incredible, and it just gives those teams an opportunity. Powerhouses like that are football traditionalists. If you're down for more than 2 to 3 years, you have a leadership problem because you should be able to go and plug and play.
Yeah, and these boosters now, in today's day and age, pay these guys such real money. Like, Cinco, back in the day when a bagman would drop off, like in our day, right? You would go get whomever. What kind of money were they dealing in? Because surely they weren't carrying like $500,000 around in their satchel.
No, 10,000, 15,000.
Yeah, and so.
When you had and I think when you had Albert Means and it was getting up to $100,000, it was just like Because I knew some of those people that were in that game, and they were like, "What?"
Pete,
I mean, they couldn't even believe it because it was so the number when you got into six figures, they're like, "What are you talking about? That's no."
Now imagine Pete in St. Louis when you go to that same booster now, okay? Because what they're doing, and you're asking $700,000 or $800,000 for a wide receiver, and he doesn't produce, or I buy you 4 or 5 of those guys, and your team sucks. What do you think it's like to be the head coach going through one of those years, Pete?
Yeah, the whole you're not going to survive, right? It's impossible.
Right. Find it funny
and
that
the whole.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brian.
Do you find it funny that Alabama's now saying they don't have the kind of money that they only have like 20? What was the figure? AJ McCarron said that.
But AJ McCarron said it out loud. But Sean's right. How do they continue to recruit at the top of the sport if that's the case?
Well, wait a second. Bryce Young Nick Saban came out and was talking about Bryce Young being one of the first, if not the first, $1 million NIL guy. They got money down there.
That's news to me. News to me. Pete, you're the man. Will our Cardinals rebound next season, in your humble opinion?
Not if they retain the general manager and the manager. No.
You sound like my boy Bernie Miklasz, who goes
He's
hard.
a good one. He knows.
Hey, he goes hard on YouTube now. Bernie goes hard.
He knows the Cardinals, that's for sure.
Take care, my brother. Good talking to you.
Thank you.
865-200-5402. Yeah, Bernie did a video a couple weeks ago. Shout out Bernie over on YouTube. Tell him we love him because he loves baseball. I love listening to Bernie. He's very passionate. He said these guys have done the impossible. They've chased Cardinal fans away. He said these people, that's all they want to do is love on their Cardinals. He said this thing's a quarter filled at night. He said what are we doing here? Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on TLD Logistics Overtime. Welcome in.
Thanks, brother. It's Rusty.
Hey, Rusty.
Hey, man. Everything I'm going to talk about is stuff that you've kind of like led into today. The group of 5 thing, I totally agree with you. They should have their own playoff. They're never going to go for it. They won't do it. But what needs to happen is get rid of the group of 5 having an auto bid. That's something that the playoff system can just say, we're bigger and stronger. You're not getting an auto bid to our playoffs. If you got a team good enough to get in, like Boise would have been in last year they would have got brought in as an as a wild card, as a non-auto bid, and that's fine to get them in if they earn it, but they shouldn't automatically be a group of 5 team in the playoff. That's the fix.
Rusty, they, as long as we pretend that they have a seat at the table, which is what we're doing, which is what Will Healy said because he was there, he knows how they think. But the minute, I think Will Healy said something really interesting today, which is that eventually a bunch of those teams are going to end up back in 1AA, because that makes sense to me. And the reason that makes sense is the minute they go to this Super League, which is going to happen. I don't know if it's within 5 years. I don't know who knows. It could happen next year, for all we know. But the minute they do that, these guys need to form their own Power 5 deal. People will bet on it. They'll watch it. There's still enough very good football players to go around. It would be great to see them play for the Lee Corso Cup at the end of the year. You know?
Oh, I would love it, and maybe taking away their auto bid would make them change their minds. But as long as they have that auto bid, they're not going to listen to an idea of doing their own thing.
If they did it this year, Rusty, could that UCLA team compete for that championship, in your opinion?
No. Tulane would beat UCLA by 30.
That's humbling.
Could they do it, Bri? Could UCLA compete?
Probably not.
No.
Could UCLA win the Missouri Valley Conference in FCS?
I think you're
honestly,
right.
There's teams in the SEC. There's teams in the SEC that couldn't compete with some of those group of 5 teams, but that's okay.
I love some of those group of 5 teams. You're right.
Kentucky would get wiped by Tulane and South Florida, probably.
I think Kentucky wants Tulane's coach.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people do. That dude's going somewhere quick.
I'm going to tell you what, guys. I'm going to tell you what. That's how Florida team, they spent a lot of money in the offseason, and they spent it in the right places. That's going to be an interesting game this week with Florida.
That Brown kid's got to stay healthy, and he hasn't been able to do that much. But if he does, they can play with a lot of teams. He's just got to be healthy.
Florida might change his name to South Florida.
40B. No, the other thing, Aguilar's accuracy the other day, you mentioned that, and him being a little wild every now and then. The first quarter, he was 5 of 13 completing the ball. Little jacked up. His footwork was off on throwing some of those. The pass to Ethan Davis, a couple of Matthews were high. He just was all over the place. But quarters 2 through 4 to end the game, he was 11 of 15. Settled down. You think he had a little adrenaline going early?
Like Sean said, can you imagine what's gone through that kid's head, the journey he's been on? And then UCLA, Sean, throwing him back like leftover garbage. I mean, it's got to be humiliating to have that happen to you. Humiliating what happened to him.
He who laughs last. He who laughs last. And then my other thing, you brought up, does Big Nick know that he made a mistake? And my response to that would be, it's not does he know. It's when did they know? And I'm going to throw out when did they know. Did they know whenever Tennessee found out the day before the orange and white game that they messed up? Did they know when they got into the portal and there was no landing spots except UCLA? Did they know when they started fall camp and they were practicing with those other players? Or did they know the other night when Utah was showing them the 50 states?
Rusty, do they?
I think he knew when. I think and Tony was the only one on this a long time ago at the New Year. I think he knew when Miami didn't want to pony up to what he was making here, and then they went out and spent more on Carson Beck. And I think a person like, I think people like his entourage have a hard time, just admitting the truth, and they started spinning things, and they just ended up where they ended up. I still, if you ask them, those type of people, I think still honestly believe UCLA's wretched. I mean, they got Mikey Matthews is okay, but they got nothing going on, and no one. And the other thing is, no one cares out there.
Nobody cares. Yeah, that's the other thing.
And then you got, there's no one to look to. Okay, Sincere, I get it, but Deshaun Foster has no answers.
Hey, Rusty, does their family still interact with you like they did back in the day?
God, no. My bestie coaches high school football out here, and they have the family does not speak to anybody anymore. They close themselves off to anybody around the area that they were close with before. They've become pariahs.
That's a shame, man. I feel sorry.
All 3,000 of them.
All 3,000.
I feel sorry for the kid.
Me and Gina were at an Angels game back in July.
Yep.
Went to see Simo play.
Yep.
Before he got hurt the first time. Before he got hurt. And we're walking around the stadium, just hanging out, and two guys just yelled out because we were wearing Tennessee orange, for Simo, and they yelled out, "Thank you so much for that quarterback." These two old boys, and I was like, "No problem. We're gonna miss him." Just trying to be respectful, but I thought it was great that they were thanking me for us letting them have their quarterback.
Yeah, that falls under the heading of be careful what you wish for, and I appreciate you, Rusty. Thank you. Sean, I'm listening to the game the other night on the UCLA network. The funny thing about Nico is, and you were talking about some members of our fan base are still doing this, he has this thing where you want to project onto him things that aren't there. So I'm listening to the guy doing UCLA's radio because, I was watching it, and then part of me is like, I just feel violated watching this guy get violated. Plus, it's like midnight. And, this guy's not that significant. I'm going to go lay down and I want to listen to the radio. This guy doing their color commentary, I could look his name up, but I don't feel like it. But I would encourage anybody to do this when they're playing. He is on the Nico hype train, talking about what an incredible quarterback he is, what an incredible talent he is, how in control of that game he was. I mean, it was bizarre. I just find it interesting in our era, the way hype follows these guys, how you're not allowed to trust your eyes and talk about what you're seeing in real time. Because he obviously is not doing that. He obviously knows better. Or we fool ourselves in this era, Sean. It's kind of interesting to me.
Well, it's kind of like when when Hollywood tries to tell you a starlet is so good looking, and you just over the years and to each his own, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But you keep going, wait a second. I mean that if I saw that person in Kroger, it's just average, But they keep telling you how good looking they are, what a great actress she might be, etc. But my big thing with UCLA is, at what point they're never going to have as much hype related to that program as when they stepped on the field this past weekend. They're not going to have more people in the stands because people have just seen what the product looks like. Those fans are not going to travel. And then once they had that performance they had against Utah, when they get into the Big Ten, there's no way that they're going. Deshaun Foster is not going to keep that kind of energy in that team. He's going to struggle to keep that team around, engaged, because they don't have an answer at quarterback. That could very easily go the FSU route last year.
I'm telling you. They don't win this weekend, they're going to win 2 games, Bri.
I think.
So they got Meatloaf's out there, right?
Meatloaf is this Saturday at Meatloaf.
Well, we can make fun of him, but he's a good coach.
Badly to believe in the quarterback that they're building their team around that they don't want to go to the worst case scenario. They just don't. Their mind won't let them go there, and that's typical of life. And where everyone else can look at it and say this thing's a train wreck.
I'll tell you this, guys. They're a 2-point favorite. Okay. This weekend, UCLA is on the road. UNLV is a live, and I mean a live dog. There's a bunch of really interesting between the cracks games this weekend. That's one of them. Vanderbilt with Virginia Tech is a very interesting game. That's a very gettable game for Vanderbilt, Bri. Played up there, right? Played Blacksburg.
Did you see what the UNLV cornerback said? Yeah, they interviewed him, I guess, I don't know if it was yesterday.
I think I sent this to you.
He came out and said, and this guy's, he's been a couple places, but nothing outstanding, the cornerback. And they asked him about Nico, and he said basically, I don't see anything special on tape. He said, I played against a lot. He said 5-star, 4-star. I played against him. I don't see anything
there.
There.
It is. Nothing sticks out about him.
And I'm paraphrasing.
What? Give me the quote, Bri. What's the quote?
Honestly, nothing really sticks out to me about him. Nothing good.
Nothing good sticks out about him.
That's coming from a UNLV triple transfer cornerback.
What a stupid era we're in, guys. Triple transfer. You just came up with a new title. Triple transfer.
And he's at UNLV because he probably had limited options too.
Oh yeah. Well, one of our callers was talking before. The other thing that's happened in our era is you got to pay your frontline guy so much, a quarterback, that the fall off on these teams. I mean, you're going to talk about Florida starter, Bri, going from that to Harris and Dan Bailey. I mean, that there is falling off the cliff, and then there's like jumping from like the 180th floor of something, the Sears Tower. I mean, what are we doing? Let's go to the phones.
Well, you guys were talking about Aguilar earlier about get more reps. So what do you? I'd like to ask people, what do you do this week? You got to a kid in Aguilar who needs the reps.
Yep.
Coming up against Georgia the next week, and that'll be a challenge no matter what.
Yep.
But do you want to showcase Merklinger and young McIntyre because he can still redshirt even if he plays? But Aguilar, every rep he gets is going to benefit him later in the year.
No, I keep.
But you don't want to
get him hurt, though.
Mr. Healy.
He seemed to do so well
exactly
in
right.
the short time he had for the Syracuse game. I think you have to make sure he stays upright. I wouldn't want to get him hurt with a big lead in a game that's a blowout.
I love that, Sean. I'm gonna blog on that tomorrow. How much exposure? Because that's what we're talking about here. How much exposure does Aguilar get this weekend? It's a good thought, Sean.
Well, because if you look at it, Mike Matthews is still. That cat's got to step up.
No offense.
And no offense. And the timing overall, needs to improve. But I totally agree with Brian. You cannot expose Aguilar to an injury going into the rest of the year. Cannot do it.
And then do you play Merklinger or do you play the guy who really was the second best quarterback in camp? It's going to be really curious to see how they handle that. Because
because I just follow recruiting so long that you cannot let McIntyre get out there and shine.
I agree.
Because they're going to take it from you and put something in front of Faison that says, "Don't come here."
Yes.
Because I'm still of the opinion that Faison's going to have to turn down a couple more offers before he signs in December. I still think somebody, a Dave Portnoy of the world, is going to come after him still. And I'm not trying to be that guy to all our fans because I've followed it as long and as fervently as anybody. But someone's going to make an offer to him before signing day. I guarantee it.
And to Sean's point, if you put Georgie Boy out there, and Georgie Boy shows that he can really play, somebody's going to come calling and poach him off your roster. That's the other thing. It's like that is going to be the new thing now. You're not going to have two very good quarterbacks on a roster now going forward. The days of having Tua down there with Jalen Hurts and you're able to switch those guys in a championship situation, and you can go ahead and forget about that. Because these guys all know what's on each other's roster. They're paying support personnel to sit there and chart what's going on other people's rosters. They're cutting up film. That's why they don't want to play spring games anymore. That's how lecherous these guys are with each other's rosters. That's why they don't want to put depth charts out. Here's the thing. It's going to be a great weekend, number 2. You got the NFL starting tomorrow. My friends at VIP Play are meeting the moment and then some, ladies and germs. Go over to VIP right now. Claim your VIP Play welcome bonus. Make that first bet $5 or more. $100 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code is TNTony. Believe that. They release, and listen, they've got all the action this weekend. They've got all kinds of props. They've got all kinds of specialty bets. Same game parlay stuff with my Eagles and the Cowboys. Brian, a line of 8.5 or 9 points in the NFL is a lot of points, bro.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Cowboy fans who like to bet on their team, and that line is still 8.5.
That's a lot.
Especially with the Dallas Cowboys.
It's a lot of points with my Eagles, though, man. Check it out. 200 leagues live always. U.S. Open, all kinds of type prop bets and stuff and options. If you have a bet in mind you don't see at your book, reach out to VIP Play. They'll make it for you if it's legal in the state of Tennessee because everybody gets treated like a VIP with VIP Play. Gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over. Located in the state of Tennessee to place a bet. Let's go back to the phones. All lines are jammed as they will stay throughout. On a TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, is this me?
It is you.
All right. I heard the beep, and I thought, okay, something's getting ready to happen. Tony, this is JB. I'm calling I grew up in East Tennessee, just east of Knoxville. I live a little out of the area now, but I found you on the internet. Your personality, it works good, and I thought I'd call you. Listen, I don't have a lot to say other than a good program, keep it up. But Saturday, when I saw the first completion, I took a big breath of relief, because I felt like that I listened to him interviewed, and when I saw that play, I thought, okay, it's time to relax a little bit. We'll have more answers to the questions later in the game, but already he answered huge. Beyond that, I don't have a lot to say today.
You have a lot to say. No, you just said a lot. Now, tell me this. Where do you live right now?
Yes. I live in Western Carolina now.
God bless you, man. That's beautiful country there, brother. Hey, that's a beautiful country there.
Yes, it's a beautiful drive down to East Tennessee and back. I live between Western Carolina and Appalachian State, by the way.
Nice.
But,
wow.
But it is really pretty. This time of year, the weather here is a little bit cooler than it is in Knoxville. But I remember John Ward when we were pulling tobacco in the barn as a kid. We would have the radio on, and I remember him saying it's football time in Tennessee, and that's kind of what the weather's been like and will be like this weekend.
You know what's uncanny? The weather broke right before the first college football game here. For the last 10 or so days, it has been a celebratory weather pattern that we're in. Because I know where it's going to get hot again. It's still summer. But, man, it feels like autumn outside. And I will take that any day of the week, because it's not just football either. It's the fact that there's just something beautiful about this part of the country in autumn. It just feels so good outside.
It really does. It really does. And it is a beautiful area to be in when that transition comes upon us. And I look forward to that, and I look forward to the orange that the color brings, and I look forward to the orange on the field. And you keep up keep up the good work there, you and the gentleman that you have there as your guest.
I love all my guys. Yeah, thank you, brother. Great talking to you in Western Carolina. Thank you. My best to you. And thank you for reaching out to us. Reach out and touch someone. MCI, friends and family. AT&T. Whose slogan was that, Brian? Reach out and touch someone. Reach out. The call is just begun.
Thought it was AT&T, maybe.
All right. How about this one? I'm making my move to da-na-na-na.
Not familiar with that.
I'm making my move to da-na-na-na. Back to the phones we go. Stream East got shut down, man. And they were out of Egypt. I just assume those dudes were out of China collecting data. How many millions did I tell you, Brian, they were getting a month, uniques?
136.
I mean, come on, Sean. How many people's that? 136 million people around the world, man. Go! Hello and welcome into our next. That's larger than our Garza Law postgame. And that's saying something. Hello and welcome in. Barely. Hello and welcome into the next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, I met David Blackburn one time.
That's why you're next level. Were you with Tom when you met him? Where were you?
Him and I. And I also met Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt?
A big fan of Rush Limbaugh.
You met Bray Wyatt? Okay.
And buddy, it was a great time. I'll tell you what, David Blackburn was a down to earth guy. I had a chance to meet him, and of course, the last time I saw Carmen, my birthday party, I considered birthday party of stars.
No doubt about it, Bill. You've added a lot here.
Carmen.
Yep.
Tom.
Carmine Apiece.
Chesney, who's making a name for himself at WDEF.
Yep.
Have you and John Adams.
Have you and Jim Hacksaw Reynolds patched it up yet?
No, we haven't. I listened to him.
You really shouldn't stay angry. You really shouldn't stay angry.
I'll tell you what, Tony. I'm going to apologize. I was a bit out of line by making that statement. I want to apologize to you for that.
You have a real.
That was called for.
You have a tendency, Bill, to be prickish sometimes with your behavior. You can be kind of prickish. Brian, do you agree with that? The Bill can be kind of prickish on here.
I don't want to take a cheap shot.
Just a straight up prick. Don't you agree with that? He came in here and ripped my man Hacksaw Reynolds, Jim Reynolds, who's a Chattanooga radio legend. Why? How'd you guys get sideways, Bill?
I felt he was a bit sarcastic toward me that one time.
What'd he say?
Well, I believe I brought up, Nissan Stadium, and I said, I believe that Nissan Stadium was better than Neyland Stadium, and he got a bit sarcastic on me that one time, because I feel, Tony, that he doesn't like me. I know Jed does.
Bill, do you think that the Knoxville Civic Coliseum is a better arena than, say, Madison Square Garden?
No. Well, I believe Madison Square Garden is a better arena than the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. The Knoxville Civic Coliseum needs a facelift.
Do you believe that Kentucky's women's basketball program will one day outshine the
Now,
men's?
why are you taking cheap shots at him? Now, what are you doing, Bri? Bill, Brian's over there behaving himself till he wasn't. Bill, why, Bill? It's my question for you. Why? Quoting Steve Carell to Toby. Why?
I don't know why he's taking cheap shots at me.
So when he took a cheap shot at you, Bill, what'd you say to him? Tell me what you said to him.
Well,
what'd you say last week on here that got you cut off? Do you remember?
I called Jim Reynolds a punk and a clown, and that's when you cut me off.
Bill,
and
you're out of here. Bill,
I'm apologizing
Bill,
to
you can't say that on the air. You're out of here. Back to the phones we go. You did it again. Call the guy punk and a clown, Bri. We're going to go back to our phones.
Hey, Tony, a little clarification here. How come Carmine calls himself Carmine Apiece, and yet his little brother calls himself Vinny Appice?
I guess because those guys have too much time, have done too much blow. But that's a good, I'm going to go with Apiece. Appice sounds like that guy, that guy needs to spend a little time with him. Carmine Apiece we're talking about royalty, musical royalty. Back to the phones we go on your TL.
So is Vinny.
Vinny Appice. Back to the phone.
Dio and all those heavy metal bands.
Have you bought Alex Van Halen's book, and are you a subscriber to Alex Van Halen?
I have read Brothers.
What'd you think of it?
It is a good read. I think that Alex. I think that he has a version of his truth that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many people saw his version like he did, but he's always going to stand up for his little brother. That's the way it is.
We can all only live in our own heads. Apparently, they really did the Anthony guy really dirty, though. I saw an interview with him like an hour long.
They did Sammy
and
dirty.
They did Sammy dirty. And now Sammy and the bass player are together, who Michael Anthony always has a smile on his face, has an extremely infectious way about him.
Wolfgang Van Halen's turned into a very, very good guitar player.
How about that? Wolfie. He's got the chops. Let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, guys, it's Dave.
Hey, Dave, welcome in. Were your ears burning yesterday?
No.
I had a sponsor tell me, yesterday afternoon, say, Tony, I'm going to tell you something. Got to make confession. I said, go ahead, make confession. I said, the confessional's open. It always is. He says to me, you know who I love? I love me some Nega Dave. Hey, Nega Dave, you got some fans out there, man.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, he says. Oh, boy.
Hey, Sean and Tony and Brian and everybody. We win that game Saturday with Nico, right? At quarterback. There's no doubt of that, right?
Against Syracuse?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
About the same score?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think they would have relied on the running game more, but I think I might understand where you're going.
Well, I'm just saying we need the Georgia game's going to tell all.
No, it's not. Georgia game's not a fair measuring stick. They're absolute top of the mark. That's not fair. Come on now.
Okay.
Do you think that Peyton Manning in his heyday here at Tennessee could beat this Georgia team?
Yeah, exactly.
Tennessee team?
I mean, come on now. Exactly. Come on. Well, we follow recruiting. That's not fair.
I think he would look very competent.
Now you have it. Listen, here's the thing. You have a chance in this game because that's their quarterback's first start on the road, and it's all brand new, and everybody's kind of crazy for you, Madonna, and anything can happen. But this whole narrative that I'm starting to hear from a couple people now, well, this is a prove-it game for Joey Aguilar. Bullshit. Not a prove-it, just one of the 12 games on the schedule. Does not move the cheese on this guy, Dave. Come on, that's not fair to him.
No, I'm not. I thought he did a great job.
He kept it under 3 touchdowns? I don't think he has.
No, I think he did a great job. Don't get me wrong. I just want to see his poise against Georgia. That's all.
Well, the game. Here's what we know about the Georgia game, Dave, and you're getting to this, which is true. The windows are going to be smaller to throw in. Mm-hmm. The time that he's going to have to throw is going to be a lot less. They're going to be on him like white on rice. If Kirby dials up what they usually dial up against the Vols, they usually give us their best shot for whatever reason. Somebody did something to Kirby Smart in a Tennessee uniform, and he took it personally. And then the other thing is, I think we're going to use the tight ends a lot more in that game.
Okay, I'm just saying he had a really clean pocket to throw out of against Syracuse. I mean, he did move around a little bit and picked up a first down with his legs, and then he threw that touchdown pass to Star Thomas, stepping up in the pocket. And so I just want to see. Hey, I just want to get to ask Sean about recruiting.
Dave, let me ask you this: which wide receiver on Tennessee's roster can get off the line of scrimmage against Georgia's DBs? Which one? You pick one, because I haven't seen one.
Well, I don't know. What's going to happen
Mike
with
Matthews
the
can
guys
get off the line of scrimmage?
I mean, Sean's right. They're going to have to prove it, man.
It's right.
You think Chris Brazzell can get off the line of
I mean, Brazzell,
Come
good
on.
night.
Had a nice game the other day.
Staley might get a slant.
He's all right, Bri.
From the slot, but there's no one on this team that can get off the line of scrimmage against Georgia's DBs.
No, it's getting ready.
You're
going to
blame that on Joey Aguilar?
That's what I'm with Sean.
So you're already saying that's an impossibility? That nobody's going to be able to get open before the game?
Do I think that Georgia's going to win the game? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Georgia's better. Yeah, no doubt. I'm with you on that.
Nothing's impossible, Dave. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we don't know.
Brian, what's the number in that game going to be? Brian's good at this.
Probably Georgia by
11, 10, 11.
Maybe around a touchdown.
Georgia's a touchdown favorite right now. 7 points.
Wow, I'm surprised by that.
Georgia plus 10. I think I don't bet, but I would.
He's saying Georgia plus 7.
I think I would ride Georgia.
7's the number.
The line's already out on that game.
7.
7.
Wow, I'm surprised by that.
Wow.
And the what you call it, the prediction thing is 60-40.
I think Kirby Smart I think like Tony says, Kirby Smart just He's got to burn his saddle about Tennessee for some reason.
He circles that damn game for some reason.
He's like that guy from Remember the Titans. He doesn't want us getting off. He doesn't want to give us 1 yard of offense.
It's crazy.
Well, this is the game, the last hump that Coach Heupel has to get over. It's the last one. He's beat everybody else. This is one he's got to get in his win column at some point in time. So anything can happen. I wanted to get to recruiting. Sean, right now if we keep our class intact and where our points are, and both on 3 and 247. I went back 15 years where we are right now. That number has finished anywhere between 4 and at worst 10. So this class is most likely going to finish in the top 10. And there's only
I hope so. The only thing different is that they've taken away that 25 limit.
Yeah.
And so you see like USC with 32. So I think the numbers that you're referencing accurate could be skewed because I do think that people could overwhelm the numbers with additional, over 25 guys. But they're signing some great players.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that. But there's only 3 of the top 300 unsigned players. The other 297 are
I didn't
committed.
know that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's probably not going to be a whole lot of movement, is what you're saying?
Yeah, our last 3 commits have all been flips. The Blair kid, the Keys kid, and the Harris kid. We didn't go out and sign a guy that hadn't committed anywhere.
I wonder, guys, how many flips. I wonder how many flips you see along the way. I wonder what Tennessee does to some of their early commitments, because we see some of that as well in terms of them telling people, in November, December, hey, it was nice knowing you.
I can see that.
There
were a couple guys that I could see. No offense.
Yeah.
And we did lose the Snead kid.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's not reconsidering that deal.
No, because I think his little brother, who didn't even show up on the box score. I think Dayton. I think he got some money to go over there. So
how about that?
I think it's a family sacrifice deal.
Okay. Well, I think this class is really, really,
really good.
Good. I mean, I am.
Yep.
This is the top of class that takes you to the next level. I'm serious.
No question. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what. What's got me exciting is a guy like Ty Redmond, because they have recruited a body type, but not a 4- and 5-star type in the defensive backfield for the past several years. But Ty Redmond showed up, and I've never seen that. I've never seen a kid look that ready in his first game. I don't remember Jason Allen. I mean, obviously Eric Berry, but that's just a freak show.
The Sutton kid.
But I don't remember Jason Allen. I don't remember back in the Jeremy Lincoln was the number 1 cornerback coming out of Ohio in the country, and he didn't look like that. So I'm gonna have to revisit my Willie Martinez. Not that anyone cares what I think, but my Willie Martinez, because they look darn good, man. They look darn good at cornerback.
I thought Cam Sutton early on in his career flashed right away.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But to your point, Sean, it's few and far between, because it's very difficult to go out there as a young kid. 8 months when you skip your senior year of high school and your prom and all that stuff, and that kid got here and obviously worked at it, and he's very angular looking. That looks like a really nice prospect to me. So.
Yeah, and his teammate Dylan Lewis was thought to be very good too in high school.
Well, I love every minute of it.
We'll see, but it's I just love the way that I love the corners we're playing, because we've just for years we just sit there and don't turn your head around.
Yep.
Just follow, do a trail technique, watch the guy catch the ball, try to get him on the ground, and they were defending everything. I thought it was awesome.
It reminded me, Cinco, of watching Penn State's DBs the last couple years, just knocking everything down, getting the balls, you know. And here's my thing: if you keep doing that, if you knock enough balls around, you'll get your fair share of interceptions because now you'll start tipping balls. You'll start creating all kinds of havoc. I love that they scored with their defense. Obviously, there are things to clean up, but for a first game, that was wonderful to see. Hey, Sink, great visiting with you. Do we have anything else we need to touch on here?
No, I really appreciate you having me on, and thank you for getting David Blackburn on. That was wonderful.
Great job,
and
Brian. Great job, Brian.
Brian, obviously the producer to the stars with just another stacked and packed loaded show. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Love you, Sink. Till we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, check out our blog over at tclub.team today. C helped me with it. He'll be with us tomorrow. It'll be Briney Boy, TGMD, and C and myself. And tomorrow, we're gonna talk college football tomorrow. I got a couple things. I want you to think about this now, because we had too many guests today to get into this. Bill Connolly's deal, Bry, says what? This will be your assignment overnight.
He's got the Vols as a 7 seed in the college football playoff.
Wow.
So he's got them hosting a game.
To the living listener, I'm going to ask you right now, I want you to think about this for tomorrow. Do you buy that? It's going to be our topic. Are you buying, selling, or holding that concept? And then he also says that we're favored in every game the rest of the way with the exception of Georgia. Is that right, Bri?
Yes. That's the ESPN.
And did you say you're buying that or selling that? What are you doing?
I'm holding that until I see them against a defense better than Syracuse.
Yeah. Because I really do, and I'm not trying to rain anybody's parade, but when I grab my microphone, I just put my headset on. I got to tell you what I think. I think Syracuse is one of the 3 worst defenses in college football. I think Nico has one of them that he gets to practice against every day, no doubt making him better. And the Stanford Cardinals somehow at Stanford, they've got one of the worst defenses in the world. I don't know how you do that at a place like that, which always had really good defenses down through the years. But till we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, thanks, Bri.
Thanks, Tone.
Good seeing you today.
All right.
And until we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, I want to thank my friends at TLD Logistics online at tldlogistics.com. Much love to you on the Ave. And for all your shipping needs, TLD Logistics has you covered. We appreciate you. Peace. G to the B to the O. Spread the word. Thunderbird, what's the price? 40 twice. See you, Bruno. To the listener, here's the show coming back to you. Here's the program coming back to you.